Welcome back, DNA Strand crew, to the newest episode of Stardom Situm Saturday. I'm your host, TJ Blake. You can follow me over on Twitter at FFTJBlakeDNA. And as always, I'm joined by the guy that Dynasty DNA never takes out of their starting lineup. He is the Dynasty DNA propaganda minister, and we got matching shirts on. That's what we talked about before the show. Great minds think alike. We're already in tune. It's my good friend, Justin Tessier, better known as Teixeira. You can follow him over on Twitter at Teixeira91. Teixeira, here we go. Week 10, Stardom Situm Saturday. As always, the chat will be open for people to drop their questions. So we're always welcoming those as we go over some of our best start-sit options for Week 10. Are you ready to rock here today, Teixeira?
Let's go. I got my winter coat on. I'm ready for some Kyle Manungai season. Let the snow fall.
That's right. It might be cold in Wisconsin, but Teixeira always brings the heat. And we'll start out right now.
Yeah.
We'll start out right now as we await for people to join in on the stream and ask questions. We always start with the quarterbacks. Teixeira, what quarterback are you pulling out of your hat to start in Week 10?
This one, Wiz hopefully a big old grin and smile on his face. I'm putting Lamar Jackson as my top QB here because I think what we saw last week coming back from the injury was no hesitation, no little bit of timidness with that coming off that injury. He looked really good, played very well, and I think he'll have to match that energy this week against the Minnesota Vikings after coming off that big win against the Detroit Lions. JJ McCarthy's also back and healthy. I can see this game being a big shootout and higher ceiling. I'm going for the over here, and I think Lamar is going to have to keep slinging it around to keep up with JJ McCarthy and those Vikings. I got a ceiling of 28 points for Lamar Jackson, maybe a rushing touchdown here and there. And then I think his floor could be 20. I think he's a solid QB1 this week. He's got low risk because he's got his passing or his receiving options all healthy and available to him. I like to see Isaiah likely get a little bit involved in the receiving game, but I think Lamar Jackson, these Ravens you talked earlier in the weeks before that the Ravens will find their way. They're coming for the AFC North, and it looks that way. And they're going to start with the keep it going with against the Vikings this week.
You know, Teixeira, I really like that call out because I did say that, and you're right. Like, we kind of talked about this, and it's always looking into the crystal ball, and usually we do a pretty good job of that. You're always going to have hits, you're always going to have misses, but I want Ravens assets down the stretch. I mean, I do think that they're going to return to form. This is a good get-right game for Lamar. Minnesota's just one of them teams that have been so hot and cold, man. I mean, they've been so up and down, so we'll see what goes on there. But, you know, I really like playing Lamar. He got his feet back under him last week. Get him going this week. If I have Derrick Henry too, like I said, I'm feeling good about all these Ravens assets. And, you know, Wiz brought it up to me. He's like, look, you guys have the easy schedule, meaning the Steelers. He's like, you guys have the easy schedule to start out. We have the easier schedule to finish. So they should have some nicer matchups down the stretch. How many points do you think Lamar pops off here, Teixeira?
I'm going to go with 28, not quite 30, but I think he can get pretty high up there. And I think his floor will be about 20 points. So I think it's going to be a QB1. He'll be one of those top 5 QBs for sure at the end of the fantasy week.
Okay, I really think that you're on to something there, Teixeira. I like that call. And don't sleep on these Ravens as fantasy assets. They will be back. We got some questions chiming in. We have Big Culture Bob saying, take forever. Bob, don't worry. Keep your pants on. You're not in the hot tub this weekend. Keep your pants on. But we got some other questions coming in here. July asked, and I like that. That's my birthday month, July.
Yep.
Yeah. Trade Rasheed and Javonte for Bijan and Marvin Harrison. I have CD, Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers, and Rasheed Rice as wide receivers. Okay. And I believe that this is a dynasty question. We'll just kind of presume that right now. Is this dynasty July or is this redraft? If you want to type that in, you know, just I want to make sure. I seen people asking about dynasty and redraft. We just want to make sure we get the right context for you. If you could drop that in the chat, we would love to answer that. We'll answer the next one, and then we'll hop back to you in a second. Just tell us what it is, dynasty redraft. So we have J Dabs asking, 12-team dynasty PPR. Would you all give 2026 first, 102, 103, a mid-late, Olave, test to receive CD and George Kittle? So would you give up all that kind of stuff there to get CD Lamb and George Kittle to Shara. And July says Dynasty, so we'll answer his question next. You would make the move there for J Dabs?
Only because this is 2026. If this is 2027, no, I hold on to those picks and Olave and Tesla, but still, like most everybody else here on the network on these 2026 picks, I think Olave is worth sending him to get a top 5, top 3 wide receiver in CD Lamb, and then having that positional advantage with Kittle. Even having one of these top 5 tight ends, I think you just need to get them while you can in Dynasty and hold on to them. We know that the rest of that receiving room in San Francisco is hurt all the time, oft hurt. We don't know what's going on with Ayuk. Pearsall is still hurt. Juwan Jennings is a ghost, and Kendrick Bourne is doing his best Jason Bourne impression and trying to hold up the fort for Brock Purdy or Mac Jones catching the ball out there. So I think Kittle is just all reliable, and that contract that's tied him for another, I think, 3 or 4 years with San Francisco. So as long as his health holds up, he's going to be there for a while and tied to the Mike Shanahan offense or Kyle Shanahan offense. Sorry, I want pieces of that. So I'd give up that draft capital and those younger receivers to get at their positions.
Yeah, and he also, little context added in, which we always appreciate, guys. He said tied for first and second, points for. Also, it's tight end premium. He lost Tucker Kraft. That was a big blow. Man.
This is an all-in move.
Oh yeah, it has to be. And he said he's relying on OG Zach Ertz, which is still good to have Zach Ertz. But let me just say this, J Dabs. I like the move. I'm with Teixeira. Go ahead and make the move. I feel good about it. Considering where you are at points for, like that tells me more than just your record, right? I've had so many good teams. I remember one time I had a roster like that where I lost. Like I was like 5-5 going into week 10, 11. It was like, man, I was so much better in points for than everybody, but I had the most points against as well. So I would make this move. I would easily trade 2 firsts for CD Lamb. That's a slam dunk. Then you're basically giving up Olave and you're giving up Tesla, to go ahead and get George Kittle. And that's a slam dunk to me as well. So that's a very good move. I would feel comfortable doing that, J Dabs. Now, going back to July, he said Dynasty. Okay, July. Well, like I said, we appreciate you sharing that context with us. To revisit this for Dynasty, this is very close. Trade Rashee Rice and Javonte Williams for Bijan Robinson and Marvin Harrison Jr. He has CD Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers, and Rashee Rice. What would you do here? Would you go for Bijan and Marvin, or would you keep Rashee Rice and Javonte Williams?
Oh, man. I'm going to go Bijan and Marvin Harrison Jr., but I really wish you could have swapped Rashee out with Garrett Wilson or Flowers. I really want to keep Rashee Rice, but getting Marvin Harrison Jr. and Bijan, I think it's a 2-for-1 deal, and I think that's the level that the threshold I'd make, because Javonte is just the throw. I'm not a part of that whole fan club into that whole thing. It's essentially a 2-for-1 deal for me, and I think with the youth and the offenses that you're investing in, I think it's worth sending. Oh man, Rasheed's my guy, but I think I do this for Dynasty just because you're getting the 2-for-1.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you, and it kills me too because I love Rashee Rice. But I mean, to get something, sometimes you have to give something, right? Like that's just how you have to look at it. Yeah, it has to. It's a bee sting. It stings for, it hurts maybe for your day, but then it's getting better with time. It sucks losing Rashee Rice, but look, just getting Bijan Robinson here in the context, upgrading over Javonte Williams is huge and gigantic for me.
Yes.
I like that move. I mean, to me, that's just a home run. And, if Marvin Harrison, and we're going to find out, right? We see Jacoby Brissett in, playing good for this offense, making it look a little bit more efficient. This could be the time to buy Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, you could be able to get on that rocket ship before it blasts off. So even if he doesn't turn into what we all hoped or what we all think he could maybe be, still, I think this is going to be close, at least for a year or two. There's still going to be name value there with Marvin Harrison Jr. July. So go ahead. I'm okay with that. Give me Marv. Give me Bijan. You have a strong receiver room too. And that's what we said, guys. Context is awesome. Thank you for the context. I like the way you tell us what you have in your roster because that helps. So it makes a lot of sense to me, July, to go ahead and make that move. And I have no problem doing it. So let's go into here. We have another question, and it's from King John James. I like the name, man. I love these names. King John James. I like that. Trade Terry for Keenan Allen. Okay. I'm going to assume this is. I'm going to assume this is redraft, King John. I'm going to assume it's redraft. Okay. Now, if it's dynasty, go ahead and put that in there if we're wrong. But I'm just going to assume this is for a redraft type of move. No problem, Jalad. We appreciate you. But I'm going to say this is a redraft type of a move. I could be wrong. Like I said, if it is dynasty, put it in the chat there. But look, if this is redraft, this is a home run to me. Washington does not look good right now. I don't trust Marcus Mariota. I like the fact that, the Chargers of Keenan Allen, that's reliable could be as long as he's healthy. So, yes, I'm going to head and going to take Keenan Allen in a redraft move, King John, if that's what it's going to be.
Are you worried, though, about Keenan's longevity? Like, is he staying with the Chargers beyond this year? Because Terry got that contract. If this is dynasty contract. If it's redraft, it's Keenan Allen for me for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's redraft. He just said redraft full PPR. So, yeah, no problem whatsoever. I'm making this move 100 times out of 100. I don't trust Marcus Mariota. Who knows when Jane Daniels will be back? The Commanders look awful right now. So you go ahead and upgrade, get into that Chargers offense. And don't be surprised if Keenan Allen kills the Steelers this week, because he is the kind of guy that could do it. I mean, really, Gadsden, McConkey, all them guys, if I have them on fire this week, it's going to be a good week. Do you agree? Go ahead and take Keenan Allen and redraft to Shara.
Absolutely take Keenan Allen and redraft. Yeah, he's all reliable. He's the boss over there with the Chargers. And I think that rest of season, if it's Mariota that's going to be stuck with the Washington offense, I think that really caps and hinders Terry's ceiling and his health. He just is. I mean, Christ, Allen is older than him, and he's been staying healthier longer this year. I think that's those soft tissue injuries that just keep lingering, keep reoccurring, and that's definitely a concern as we get into these colder months of the year. And I'll take the better operating offense at the moment with the better wide receiver, and that's Keenan Allen.
Yeah, definitely. So no problem, King John. We appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate the input and all the questions. That really makes the show what it is. So we're glad you could join us. I also have a question coming in here from Kit Fisto, and it's a start-sit question. We got our first start-sit question here of the show.
Love it.
Caleb Williams, Daniel Jones, or Baker moneymaker at the quarterback position to Shara. Who's it going to be this week? You're going to take Caleb? I have a feeling that probably won't be it for you. Daniel Jones or Baker moneymaker?
I wish I had the buzzer noise, because as soon as you said Kit, I was going to be all jokes aside, with the Caleb Williams thing, I think the bad weather is incoming. It's going to be projected snow at kickoff, so I'm a little bit worried about the throwing volume and the passing attack there for both teams in that game. And so I'm kind of hesitant to want to start Caleb, even though he had his QB1 finish last week. He's playing hot. He's got NBA Jam rules going on in theory, but I think just it's in Chicago. Those games there with bad weather, they just seem to be more paced. They usually go with the under, and it just seems to be really ugly football. And so I think this is more based off of the environmental stuff going into it than it is a Caleb thing. I think Caleb will be fine, but I think that those other things play more of a factor in that. And then I want nothing to do with these international games. You start your studs, that's fine. But like Daniel Jones, I think he'll do just okay, but I don't see a ceiling as where I can with this Baker Mayfield, and that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go Baker Mayfield. I think he's going to have to keep up with the younger version of himself, this Drake May guy slinging the ball over the place. And I think despite the injuries that the Buccaneers are having, I think that the Tampa Bay coming off the bye, they're going to have to play with energy and fire, and they're playing at home. And I think when you punch Baker Mayfield and put him down, he's going to come back up twice as strong, and he's going to come up with twice as fiery. And I think he could, out of these three guys, have probably the higher ceiling performance. I got him anywhere between 20 to 26 points this week. I got Daniel Jones anywhere between 16 to 20. And I got Caleb Williams anywhere between 18 to 22. So I'm going to go with the guy that has the highest ceiling out of the three, and the potential to get into a shootout in the nice weather down in Tampa.
And I have to agree with everything you said. Give me Baker Mayfield for all the same reasons you laid out. I don't got to repeat it because you nailed it. Mm-hmm. And look, I just think that there's a chance where he could get into more of a shootout possibility. Like you said, the weather's nice. And we've seen him do it. Like, I know the weapons ain't there, but I feel good about where he's at. Give me Baker there as well, Kit Fisto. So you got two Bakers from me and Teixeira backing you up on that. We got KJ Frederick asking, starting
Hey.
Devontae Adams and Christian Watson for possible boom upside. Okay. So, yes, I mean, look, Devontae Adams, I think, could have a really good game this week. I just kind of
Mhm.
it. I could kind of feel it. Matthew Stafford has such a good rapport with him. Really, how could you not with Devontae Adams? But already played the San Francisco 49ers before, and it's good to
Mhm.
look back in this, right? So he had 14 points the last time they played. So not a bad outing. I think it could get better. So if I had to choose between the two, go ahead and give me Devontae
And
Adams, right?
Puka's hurt. He's coming
Yeah.
off injury, so
Yep. And I mean, who knows with Christian Watson? It's too boomer bust.
Oh,
Like the
talk
thing
about
is,
them legs.
you got a chance with a real boom with Devontae Adams, but you
Yep.
also got a very safe floor. You agree, Teixeira?
Absolutely this week, absolutely. I think a rivalry divisional game, like you alluded to, what we've seen between these two, and they played earlier in the year, he still hit double digits. He got 14 points, and I think that this is another game that the Rams are going to have to keep pace with the Seahawks in the NFC West, and they're going to be chucking it. I think this is going to be a slugfest. I think this game is going to go in the over, and it's going to be relied on both of these quarterbacks. So I think Devontae Adams is the better play out of these two because he is a bit healthier than Christian Watson too at the moment. So I like that. I like playing both of those guys.
I have to agree. So we have the Irish Con, good friend of ours. He's with us all the time.
Yeah,
I love this dynasty trade. Kenneth Walker for Wandale Robinson. Let me just say this.
do it.
Say
Preach.
this. If it's a dynasty Irish Con, like you said, do this 100 times out of 100. I call him Kenneth Walker the Turd. That's why I wish like everyone would tune in to the Dynasty DNA podcasting network when we do the shows, Spotify, Apple Pod. Every week we talk about this stuff. I said, send Kenneth Walker into the sun when he had all that hope, when everyone's like, oh, he's going to do great. We got a new offensive coordinator. Now it's the same old guy. And look, the contract's coming up, could get moved to another team. And we know, I just think he's a better change of pace guy than I think he is like a mainstay running back. And look, it might not, and you might even see it from him a year or two from now. Like if someone gets hurt, the right situation,
Oh
he could
yeah.
come out and have a couple big games, kind of like what we've seen out of Javonte Williams. Everyone's like, but don't get fooled. No, we know what Kenneth Walker is long term. This is a solid move. If you need receiving help, I'm making the move. Agreed, Chair?
Yeah, because Rico Dowdle is the expensive pair of socks, and Kenneth Walker is the one that's been through your closet drawer for 4 years with multiple holes in it. You just need to just throw in the waste bin and be rid of. I love Wandale Robinson for Dynasty too. When they get Neighbors back next year, he's just that PPR machine. He's that target hog, and he's just that short intermediate route guy that I think Jackson Dart with another year in the system and at that offense, he's going to get more comfortability, and it bodes well the rest of season this year having Wandale with no Neighbors in the picture. They could get a lot of rapport together, a lot of chemistry, and he could have a lot more boomy games, a lot more ceiling games. That offense is on the ascending game, whereas I feel like the Seahawks are the opposite in the rushing, in the means of rushing. The passing, the receiving are phenomenal at this point, but I think I just want to stay away from Kenneth Walker and all those rushing assets in the Seahawks, and I would want to invest in Wandale Robinson, those receiving options, and the passing options in New York.
You have to agree. I got Kenneth Walker on my slingshot and send him
Yep.
off, baby. That's what I like to do. So I do agree. That's a great trade for you, Irish Con, if you could pull that off. Kit Fisto asks, another start sit question. Devonta Smith, Garrett Wilson, or Quentin Johnston? What are you going to go with here, Teixeira?
Well, pour one out for another one of my guys, Garrett Wilson. It's unfortunately not going to be him this week. He's going up against a tough Cleveland defense, and he's got Justin Fields throwing him the ball, and they don't know if it's for sure Justin Fields. Glenn has not announced the starter either, so a lot of question marks. He's coming off of injury too. We don't know if he's 100%, 85%, 70%, and at this stage in the season, I need more security. I need more certainties, and I'm trying to lean away from these players that, yes, they are superstars in their own right, when 100% healthy and then in the perfect right situations, but that time is not now for Garrett Wilson, so he's the first one out here, and I think I'm going to lean on the Devonta Smith side of the Quentin Johnson because I think it's going to be more of a Ladd McConkey, Keenan Allen type game. against the Steelers. Maybe more Gadsden. I think, like we saw in earlier weeks, that Gadsden is taking over that role that Hughes has recently occupied earlier in the year. So his production's gotten down, his consistency's gotten down, and his bigger performances. Yeah, he can find his way in the end zone. So you're looking for about 8 to 10 points from him, possibly. Whereas with Devonta Smith, out of these three guys, he could easily have a 20-point game with Saquon Barkley being hurt coming in with an injured groin, and more of like a potential shootout-y situation in Lambeau Field on Monday night for a miracle. See him busting a big against that Packers secondary, and then he can get you 14 points in the first half, and you'd be sitting pretty good at where you're at. So I'm going to lean Devonta Smith out of these three guys.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree, but let me just say this: like, it's all in context too, because like if you're chasing points, let's say if you're down, which it'd be hard to be down after that Thursday night game. That was absolutely god awful. Let me just say right now, like, you don't got to bring that up again. 10-7. I doubt you're down a bunch of points, but if you are down points and you need a big boom, I wouldn't mind going Quentin Johnston here, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I wouldn't mind chancing it because the Steelers are susceptible to give up big plays. It's all possible. So, but I do think that if I want to play it safe, if I want to know a guy I can rely on, Devonta Smith, man, I mean, as bad as it's been with this Philadelphia passing attack, still wide receiver 18. So, I mean, go ahead and give me Devonta Smith this week. I feel good about that, especially if I wanted that safe floor. I think that that's probably the better play. But again, if you needed points bad, I don't mind chasing them with Quentin Johnston either. That would have been my second choice. But
yeah, I like that.
We have to agree, me and Teixeira, on that. We're on the same page. We have Fighting Solves Everything. Another great guy, another person we love having with us here. Flex 1, Travion Henderson, Tyler Warren, or Tet. Ooh, this is a very interesting one.
He's coming with hot ones tonight. These are tough.
Yeah, I remember talking his roster. He's got a very good roster, so this is a tough decision here, Teixeira. You got to flex 1, Travion. You got to flex Tyler Warren or Tet. Who you flexing?
Well, Ted's worrisome for me. He popped up on the injury report on Friday with a hamstring. And the Dave Canales' words, not mine, he was concerned about it. And that tells me they're going to play it safe with him. And I'm probably going to cut him out of this right away because I don't want to mess around with injuries. I know they're playing New Orleans, and that's a juicy matchup, but it also could get out of hand, and volume opportunities and targets could come down for it being the Rico Dowdle Chuba Hubbard show. But then between Warren and Henderson, I'm going to go with the stud here with Warren. I know it's an international game, but he's one of those stud players in that matchup. I think he could beat up on the Falcons defense, and Daniel Jones could rely on him heavily in the passing attack, and he can find his way into the end zone more likely than I see Travion Henderson. Not because of Travion Henderson's ability or his talent or his boom upside. It's because Mike Vrabel is a stubborn nut, and he does not want his stud. He wants to keep him fresh for probably a playoff run or whatever it may be. But I'm frustrated as hell at Mike Vrabel because I want Henderson to be unleashed, but he must be seeing something that we're not, or he knows something we do not. So that be it the case, I'm going to lean Tyler Warren.
Ooh, Teixeira, Tyler Warren against the number 1 defense against ends on international game.
I'll tell you what, if Henderson was getting the same amount of opportunities and volume as Warren, then I'd lean Henderson. But it's just Vrabel is an issue. Yes, turning to Arthur Smith, but in a good way.
Arthur Smith in a good way. Okay, so let me just say this. You know, I think that I'm going to have to go. It's very health related, but I think I'm going to go with Tet. You know, I think every time, you know, it's just in my head. It's in my head like King Tet. I could see the beard.
Yeah.
Like the Egyptian.
So you're not afraid by the injury? You're not scared off? Or
I mean, it's a little worrisome, but I think that I'm going to go ahead and just give him the go. He's just been so reliable each and every week for this team. Okay. I'm not saying he's been great, but he's just been that guy to count on. I just don't have a good feeling. I'm not saying the Colts are going to fall off a cliff, but I don't have a good feeling after what I seen last week. They could have a little chink in the armor here, and it might take some time to get it going again. And I don't think an international game coming back this week is the right way for them to get it going again. And then I look at it like, you know, Travion Henderson, you said, I love the guy, but I just can't trust it with Mike Vrabel. So give me the guy I can trust. I know the injury's there. Give me King Tet with the Pharaoh beard. Everything.
Yeah, you might have talked me off the ledge, TJ. I'll go Tet now. Like you're just
Well, I'm glad that I got you on board with me. So we're going Tet McMillan fighting solves everything. Hope that helps. I hope he gets it done for you. We have
I hope
Alex.
so too.
We have Alex here. Sit one PPR. Travion Henderson, Stephon Diggs, or Wan'Dale Robinson. Who are you sitting here to share out of that group?
Because it's PPR, I'm going to sit Henderson. I just think that Wandale and Diggs could get a higher volume or target opportunities in this offense and potential games that could become shootouts or like more pass heavy game scripts. I know the bad weather coming in Chicago, but if we know that Tyrone Tracy and Devin Singletary, the running options there, I think it'll fall more on Jackson Dart's legs in that scenario and his arm to win him that game, which would lend more to him getting some more volume. It's the cap of Henderson that's hurting here. That's why I'm sitting him. Otherwise, I'd probably lean sitting Wandale because of the bad weather, but it's Henderson because the opportunities are not there.
Yeah, and I have to agree. And the thing is, from a dynasty standpoint, we just got to be a little bit patient, right? Like, I
Yeah.
still believe, I think it'll be okay. It's just going to take time. And like I said, maybe he just turns into DeAndre Swift. Is it the worst thing in the world? No. But is it the thing we hope for? Probably not. But we'll see. I don't think
Yeah.
it could be terrible. But I do think that I have to agree with you. I have to sit Travion. I just can't trust it with Mike Vrabel. And I don't think he trusts the rookie running back that heavily, considering where the Patriots are at right now. So we have Hector chiming in. Hey, Hector, glad to have you with us. So this is a defensive question to Shara, the Tampa Bay Bucks
good.
or your Detroit Lions. Who are you playing on defense this week?
Well, it's been a very long time since the Lions have lost 2 games in a row, and I don't think that happens this week. I think they're going to take advantage of a hurt, lowly, dismantled Washington Commanders, a broken team courtesy of the Seahawks, and I think that they'll get right this week. I like them playing them against the Commanders, even though it's on the road, than I do against Tampa Bay and that Patriots offense. I just think that Drake makes on a heater right now, and that offense is just clicking. And they're in tempo, they're in a rhythm, and I just don't see Tampa Bay slowing them down. And I don't really see much of an opportunity for turnovers or the game going into the under, and which would be real hindrance for you if you're starting defenses. I like the opportunities for turnovers and mistakes and lower scoring game with the Detroit Lions versus the Commanders. I'll go that route.
I have to agree with you. Just everything we've seen with Washington. I mean, and like you said, the Lions, I think, will be hungry for a win. So, yeah, go ahead and give me the Detroit Lions as well. And look, Drake May, I mean, looking good, right? I mean, he is looking good. Got to give Ty credit. I mean, we got to go back to the DNA kickoff special where he said his hot take was Drake may be a top 5 quarterback. It's looking good right now. He's almost like Nostradamus. I can't tell him that. His ego gets too big. But we have, Bob says, Steelers pessimist. Yes, Bob. Yeah, I have to be. I'm a realist. I'm not a pessimist. I'm a realist. I'm a fan, but I'm getting tired of it. We got to get things straightened out. KJ Frederick asks, better flex start, Slayton if weather is good, or Pop Douglas, full PPR. So who are you going to start here, Teixeira?
I'm going Pop Douglas. Keyshawn Butte is out with an injury. He's got a lingering soft tissue. I think it's a hamstring still from the week before. And so Pop Douglas will take that role in the slot. And I think he will feast in that role. I think Stephon Diggs will take some of the coverage away with the Buccaneers secondary. And then I think Derek May will chew him up like a meat grinder over the middle of the field with Hunter Henry and Pop Douglas. And I can see him finding himself into the end zone more so than I see Slayton. Because if it is become a passing game, I think it's going to be more of like short intermediate throws, quick passes from Dart. And that'll go to Wan'Dale Robinson, whereas Slayton's a more down the field big play threat to stretch the defense. So I'm going to lead Pop Douglas in this one.
Yeah, I got to go with Pop too. I mean, it's maddening though, right? It's maddening with these new Patriots because one week it don't happen, the next week it does. It could be Booty, it could be Pop, it could be Diggs, but I'm willing to take that chance because Slayton is just the same way, but more boomer busty to me. Like Pop is that guy I still think can get you around 10 points. Even if the Patriots are hot and cold, I still think he can get you there. So I'm going to go with Pop there. KJ also asks Vidal or Charbonnet, full PPR to Shara. Kamani Vidal, I like that name, or Charbonnet. Who you playing there?
If we're going to go with the context that we're going to see the Steelers get punished by Herbert and those receiving options, I lean that the opportunity for Vidal to get into the end zone or get many opportunities to carry the ball be slow and slim to none. And I think going up against the Cardinals at home and Charbonnet, I think he can fall into the end zone at least once if they get in close. So, and that's where I'm going to lean it. They might get like the same amount of rushing attempts. They could, get probably like 6 to 10 carries, probably about 20. But if I were to bank on one of them to get in the end zone to like be able to put me over the edge to get into the double digits at the running back position, I think it's going to be Charbonnet.
So I have to say this. We might be wearing the same shirt, but I have to disagree with you, Teixeira, because Kaimani Vidal has been playing very good for this team, very run friendly with Jim Harbaugh. We know that's what they want to do. I think like we look, the rankings against the Steelers are very misleading, guys. I watch them every week. We didn't see the Browns run Quinshawn Junkins. We didn't see, the Colts really run Jonathan Taylor like they wanted to. I don't see the Chargers being deterred from that. And if they do get out to a decent lead, I do think that they will run the rock. I just feel better about them moving the ball more to where he's going to have a chance to maybe get one of them 1 or 2 yard plunges. So I'm going to lean Vidal by a hair, but it is close. It's a close one.
It is close. So, like, because I feel like, what do you think their ceiling is this week? Both like 10, 11 points? Or
yeah. I mean, look, Vidal, I think there's more ceiling there too because
you think he can get to 15, 16, possibly?
I think he could because he's only show in town. He's only show in town, right? I mean, with Seattle, it could be Walker, it could be Charbonnet, and it's both barf bag ugly at times. But I got to go with Vidal, so it's very close. Give me Vidal there. So we have a next question here from KJ. Dreaded kicker question.
Hey, I'll still answer him.
That's right. I think this is our first kicker question, too. I like that.
I love it. Thanks, KJ.
Fitzgerald, McManus, or Wright? Who are you going to start there to share at the kicker spot?
Oh, I'm going to go with Ryan Fitzgerald of the Carolina Panthers. I think he'll have a lot more opportunity of the Panthers getting into the green area against the Saints. Even if they aren't able to finish drives, he'll probably have a couple to a handful of 20, 30 yarders, and that'll save your day. Whereas Matt Wright, I think that's a nice story, but I don't want to rely on him too much. He hasn't gotten this much work this year, and I can see him doinking or swaying left a few of them if it doesn't go his way. And then for McManus, I think the way the Packers are going to win this game is they're going to have to score touchdowns and not kick field goals. So if this game is close or a blowout, I can see them going for it on fourth downs or what have you, and it's going to be like more extra pointy kind of. He could get like 3 or 4 extra points, and that's what you get, or one field goal. And I just like the upside of or the floor of Fitzgerald.
Yeah, I have to agree. Give me Fitzgerald. All the reasons you said. Yeah, so I got to go with him as well. We see you there, Tyler. We'll get to you. We're just answer them in order here, man. We're getting through one at a time. We're almost there. We're going to be to you in a second here. But we have the next one here from Kit Fisto. Quinshawn Junkins or Kyle Monangai? This is a close one for you, Teixeira.
Can we?
You're going to go with testing your loyalty here.
Holy shit.
This is the first time you've been speaking for a while.
These are my boys. I'm going to go with Kyle Monangai. It's Kyle Monangai's season. Swift, get out of here. I don't know. Like we were talking about this pre-show with me and TJ. I just don't know the health situation with Judkins. If they're being really hush-hush about it. I mean, if he's 100% good to go, I'd take Judkins over Monangai, but just the fact of the question marks of the scoring game is going to be a slop fest between these two offenses. And I don't know what the carry situation is between Judkins and Sampson if he's not 100% healthy, whatnot. I'm going to go with Monangai. I'm a believer in him. I'm the number one fan. And I think that he's going to take over in that backfield for offense overall, fire. And I think Ben Johnson's going to want to keep that hot hand mentality and keep that running game going. Because I know Bob's talked about on the other shows is the success of the Chicago Bears is going to be going through their run game and the consistency with it and the upside of it. And I just really, as Q is RB1 for you. That's no doubt. That is 100% like rock solid, staple, true. But I think right now I'm trying to beat this guy into you. It's Kyle Monungai season, so I'm playing him.
Okay, so gonna go opposite again. If
I
he's
know,
healthy,
I know.
because look at the Jets right now, man. They are a poor football club. Trading Williams, I mean, they traded a lot of this defense away. I just think that, yeah, I mean, I think that they got their win. They'll be happy. If Judkins is available, I think he's going to run through this defense like Swiss cheese. That's if he's available, right? Got to check that. Got to make sure. If he's not, I have no problem pivoting to Monungai, but I think I'm going to go with Judkins there.
If you could start both, please do.
That would be great for sure. We'll have to see what happens too with Swift. Is he going to be on the field? I know he's questionable. Keep your eye on all that stuff. It's very important. But I lean Judkins if he's healthy. Alex says agreed. Thanks for the reinsurance. No problem. So, okay, we're to Tyler now. He asks, is Jaden Daniels worth picking up? Someone dropped him, supposedly out 3 to 5 weeks. Okay, Teixeira. Going to say this is a redraft league. Would you put a claim in for Jaden Daniels based off of what we've seen with the injury? It looked pretty horrific, but do you think that maybe you give a chance to go ahead and pick him up here?
No. I think at that point in the season, you should use the roster spot for something more viable than a quarterback coming off an injury like that. And if Washington's season is where I think it might be at that point, I think Dan Quinn will eat a bunch of humble pie and not play Jaden Daniels, even if he's healthy that much or as often. I think they'll be careful with their franchise quarterback. So in a redraft league, I think that even if he does come back, I don't think that's a grenade you should put onto your roster because, yeah, it could be beneficial for you for a game maybe, but in your fantasy playoffs, if you're relying on a guy coming off injury like that, I just don't see that as beneficial. Despite his talents and abilities, he's whatnot. But even when he was healthy and playing this year, he just doesn't look the same. It's been a different year for him, and it's just not worth the risk, in my opinion.
Yeah, I have to agree because everything you just said, I think that Washington will shut him down, and rightfully so. Like, I mean, look, you already got him hurt once. This NFC is tough right now. It's a tough nut to crack. And if they lose, and if they lose 2 more games, it's over. I mean, it's over for sure. Tough division. I think I would just steer clear. I think that they're going to shut him down as well. But very tough. I mean, you see a player of that quality there, I can understand why you'd want to pick him up. That is very unfortunate, but I just think that I'm with you, Teixeira. It's very, very bad spot. So let's go ahead and answer this one coming in here. We have the Proud by Dads. Do I start Laporta or Gadsden? I'm so torn right now. I would be too. Them are 2 really good options. Okay, Teixeira, you're going to start your boy, Sam Laporta or Aronde Gadsden?
No, I will not start Laporta this week because I feel like Johnny Morton will eat himself some humble pie and get the running game going. I think it's going to be a Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery type game over there in Washington. Control the tempo, control the clock, play it more conservative. If they have this game in hand by a couple scores and they're doing what they're doing, taking care of business against the Commanders here, I think that Jahmyr Gibbs, couple busted plays. I just don't see Goff throwing the ball more than 20, 30 times. And if he does, it's going to be to Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's his go-to guy. Or on some, which they like to do last week for some dumbass reason, is throw a bunch of screenplays to J-Mo. I digress. Gadsden, I think, is the play here because of all the things that TJ laid out. He's the Steelers realist, and he knows what is going on over there. And I like, even if QJ gets on, some of the bigger plays, I think Gadsden's going to be a solid play at the tight end position this week. I think he's got a floor of 10 points and probably a ceiling somewhere between 16 and 18. I think he can find his way in the end zone because we've seen Tucker Kraft kill the Steelers. We've seen Tyler Warren kill the Steelers. I don't know how many more tight ends need to kill the Steelers before they
always do. They always do. Tight ends always kill the Steelers. And let me just say this. I wouldn't be surprised if this is Rondé Gadsden's best game of the season. I'm just going to say that right now. Now, I know that's kind of a high ceiling to hit, and he had that big game in Indy, But I think this could be very eerily similar to that type of game if he hits his potential, because the Steelers are weak in the slot, tight ends, guys that are athletic like this, chew them up and spit them out. But I would say, too, and I think you can agree, if I could fit Laporta in my lineup, the matchup is very, very good. So if
Like
I
we've talked about on other shows here on the network, is that I'm more likely and inclined to flex tight ends if I can than some of these wide receiver threes or low wide receiver two upside wide
Yep.
receiver or even a running back. Like it's the year of the tight end, I guess.
So what I said, my saying, touchdowns, tight ends, and Taco Bell. We got to
Hell
live or
yeah.
die by that. Flex those tight ends if you could fit them. Sometimes you won't be disappointed. I mean, if you have them boom bust guys, we see it. Darius Slayton. No, man, get them out of there. Let's play a tight end. Give me my guys. So we have Uncle Ted. I love the names, man. I love the name. Stash Phil Maffa. Okay, so here you go, Teixeira. Phil Maffa, Dallas Cowboys. Is he a stash to you? Is he any value in your mind, or do you think this is just a long shot?
It's a long shot, but it's a calculated long shot that I'm willing to take. In the draft process, I really loved him as my diamond in the rough. End of rookie drafts, just throwing him on my bench, put him in the IR spot, and I have him everywhere, just cooking in my IR spot in my dynasty leagues, just because that running back situation with Dallas. I mean, as good as the story as it is with Javonte this year, how is it going to be sustained into 2026 and beyond? You got Jaden Blue behind him. Miles Sanders is out of the picture with a season-ending injury, possibly career-ending. If these other running backs start to take over and move their way up on the depth chart in Dallas, and I think that Phil Maffa, he's got the size and the ability. He kind of fits that more Ezekiel Elliott type running back role to pound it in between the tackles and just the short yardage goal to go type situation. Yes, he's been discouraged by having being on an IR, but I think longer term he could have more value in that Cowboys backfield 2026 and beyond than investing in a Jaden Blue, which is kind of like a Swiss. I haven't really have a beat him, but he seems more like a shifty change of pace kind of a back, kind of like a I don't know, splash play kind of a guy, which is nice and it has its role, but and then I don't know how married they are to Javonte Williams and his contract, but I think for dynasty purposes and for the value and the affordability you got him at, like for me, back end of rookie drafts off waivers, just throwing the IR spot, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, if you have the room, right? Because
Yeah.
all it
Oh,
takes,
don't make yeah.
all it takes is one game. I mean, like if Javante goes down, and he even said it, right? Blue is
Oh,
hurt.
Blues. Okay.
Yeah, he's already hurt. And then you have the fact too that like Miles Sanders is, I mean, he's done. I mean, I can't even believe that he's still on a roster at this point. But yeah, I have to agree. I think that I could stash him and feel good about it. And then look, if he has a blow up game though, me personally here, Uncle Ted, I am
Oh,
trading
oh yes.
fast.
Yes,
Trade
we're on
him
the
if
same
someone,
page.
yeah, if someone's believing, trade him, because Dallas will make a move and get some kind of other running back down the road. But that's why it's good to stash. Could be a good value, right? I have no problem with that. We have Juan Pena Jr. asking, who for my wide receiver 2 and 3 in flex spot? Okay, so we got
So three
three.
guys. Okay.
Yeah, we got two receivers and a flex that we have to fill here. We have Debo Samuel, Quentin Johnston, Tez Johnston, Pop Douglas, Parker Washington, and the running backs he has available for that flex spot: Travion Henderson, Emery DeMarcado, JCM, or Zach Charbonnet. He's got Devontae Adams at wide receiver 1, Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs. Really good running backs and a good receiver there you can lean your hat on. So you got to pick two receivers out of that list, Teixeira, and you also got to pick a running back, possibly for the flex if you don't want to play one of those other receivers. Who are you going to go with for wide receiver
Yeah.
2, 3, and then the flex?
My wide receiver 2-3 is going to be Quentin Johnson because you talked me into him. I like the points you made and the pick made for his potential type of game. And I'm going to go the Douglas and stick with that route and play the over on that game and his potential, his high upside. And then for the flex, I'm going to. I'll stick with Charbonnet and just hope he falls into the end zone. I don't like it, but like DeMarcado does nothing for me. JCM, unfortunately, I don't see him being the savior for Washington against the Lions this weekend. And then Henderson is just capped by the Vrabel complex. So that's why I lean. If I maybe I would take the shot on a splash play from Tez Johnson over a Charbonnet, but it's that close where if you feel better one way or the other between the two, I could go either way on that. But those are the two guys in the flex that I'm bouncing off of. Maybe you have a better pitch than that, but I'm kind of on the fence on both those players.
So I have to agree with you on the Pop Douglas and the Quentin Johnston. Like I think that
Okay.
I'm going to go in the same direction as you there for those wide receiver spots. And look, I hate to say it, but I'm going to try Travion Henderson there. Out of those,
Oh, okay.
out of those running backs, it's all hit or missy to me. The matchup's good. I still think he can get you right around that 10-point range. And I still think that's better what D. Mercado could give you. I think that's about similar at worst what Bill gives you at best.
Mhm.
So I think I'm going to go Travion in the flex, give me Quentin Johnston, and give me Pop Douglas in the receiver spot.
Yeah,
So you
I
and I
like
are on
that.
you and I are on the page with the receivers. So we have funeral stacks. I love these names. Wandale Robinson or Jameson Williams. You got to play one of the two to share Wandale or J-Mo. Who you going with?
If you're down in your matchup, I'm just gonna create my own context here, keep my own scenario. If you're down in your matchup after the Thursday night games, I'm gonna go with JMO for the big play, the pop splash, the screen for whatever many yards or the whatever have you. But if I'm up in my matchup, I want to play it safe. I'm gonna go Wandale. But overall, in general, the likelihood of both these scenarios, I'm going to take personally Wandale Robinson over Jameson Williams just because of the points I alluded to earlier with the running backs. I just don't think JMO is going to be the necessary evil to be pitched in this game against the Commanders. I think it's going to be a run heavy game script. And you're just banking for that DFS, that best ball splash play from him more than you're looking for volume and multiple scores. And I think the Wandale provides you with a more of a volume play with being the number one option for Jackson Dart in that offense.
Yeah, I mean, I think you laid it out. It depends kind of where you are in your game. If you do want to go for that ceiling, I don't mind the Jameson Williams play, but we got to remember to watch the weather with this Giants,
Yep.
matchup because that's something that could come into effect. If the weather's bad, I will pivot to Jameson Williams and just see what happens. A little bit better feeling as far as, okay, at least the footing, the conditions will be more happy for throwing. So, look, I think I agree with Teixeira. Just keep an eye on the weather, and if you have or you're up or down points, you can maybe go one way or the other. But we have Dollar Bill asking,
I love it.
yeah, I know they're awesome. JJ McCarthy, Marcus Mariota, or Jacoby Brissett. How are you going to start there to share out of that group of quarterbacks?
I think I'm leaning McCarthy. I'm going to play off the momentum and the hot hand and just the idea that they're going to have to keep up with this Ravens offense. I don't think that the Vikings running game, albeit my back here, Aaron Jones is somewhat healthy and back, but I just don't think they're going to be relying out of the running game to win them this game. I think it's going to be on the back of that defense and JJ McCarthy's arm. And I think he's going to do his best impression to try to keep Lamar Jackson. So I like the upside ceiling play there. If the Cardinals weren't playing the Seahawks at home and how well the Seahawks just destroyed the Commanders, I'd be more comfortable rolling out and like risking it by playing Jacoby Brissett. But I want to see what he does this week against Seattle in Seattle before I put more of my faith in him. I mean, yes, he's been named the starter. He's the guy there. He's got Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison Jr., but I think I'm gonna want to play more off the hotter hand and the higher upside with JJ McCarthy and Mariota is just I it's not against the Lions defense. That Commanders offense is just horrible.
It isn't like 2013 or whenever he won the Heisman. Unfortunately for the NFL. But yeah, I'm with you. I got to go Jacoby Brissett. I'm going to go Jacoby Brissett. Now, we talked about this Ravens team. It's going to get better. I think that they're playing with a little swagger. They got some confidence back. That worries me. Vikings are riding a little bit high. They've been a team that's been up and down. It's like a roller coaster, man.
Yep.
And like when they get up here, you think, okay, maybe we're rolling, and then you fall right back down. Jacoby's had two other tough matchups, and he's come through. Look, I look at it like this. Even if the Seahawks do what they did last week, get out to some kind of big lead, you got your garbage time chances with Jacoby Brissett as well. I just think that he will be a guy that could get me that quarterback 14, 16 numbers this week still with the weapons that he has. He looks good in this offense. So I think I'm going to lean that way, just a little safer. But I wouldn't be surprised. And we'll see with JJ. If he pulls this one off, I'll have more confidence. I'll have even more confidence,
Well, is it
right?
going to be
So
JJ or is it going to be 9?
no, that's it. I mean, we don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. All right, we're going to go over now to Proud by Dads. I would flex Laporta, but I have Rico Dwaddle. Oh, he's responding to our question. I have,
Okay, okay.
do not take Rico Dwaddle out for sure.
No, those socks on until the end of the season, boy.
That's absolutely no. That we appreciate it. Thanks for the compliment. We appreciate you. Appreciate the content. We appreciate you joining us in the questions. The interaction's been awesome, guys. We appreciate that. We have Michael saying traded Brees and Godwin for Henry, W or an L. So I'm going to say that this is redraft, right? I'm going to take that as my consideration there. If it is for redraft, I think you did very well. I like Brees Hall, but this Jets team, we talked about it. They're running out of fuel. I don't know if they're going to make it to the runway. It don't look good right now. They traded off all these assets. They're basically packing it in for next year. They got all these picks. So
we talked about
and we talked about the Ravens' ascent. I think Derrick Henry will start ramping up here. So I think that's a good trade. Agreed, Teixeira?
I love that trade and redraft. In Dynasty, I'd still lean the Brees and but like for redraft, this is an all-in move. This is a pushing the chips in. You're going for the hardware, and I like it. Well done, Michael.
Yeah, I have to agree. So we have Christian asking Wan'Dale Robinson or Chris Olave or Kyle Monangai this week, Teixeira. Here you go. Who are you going to play here? Wan'Dale Robinson, Chris Olave, or Kyle Monangai?
I'm going with Kyle Monangai. I'm going to go with the run heavy game script and bank on the fact that Ben Johnson's going to keep the hot hand going and he's going to dish him the ball. Swift will have his little cute plays and his little like, haha, hoorah, I'm still. But I think it's the tide is turning, and then go to the rookie here rest of the season. Hopefully, if the Bears are smart, and well, we know what that is all about. I like Olave though against the Panthers. I know it scares me. They have a good pass defense and receivers, but I like the volume that Olave is in that offense with the Saints, and that gives me a little bit of promise to take him over my guy, Kyle Monangai.
Okay, so I have to agree with you. I'm going to play Kyle Monangai here as well, Teixeira. I think that he has to be in over them guys because, look, Chris Olave could get the injury bug. I hate to think that way, but it's always a possibility. It is a division game against these Carolina Panthers, and we talked about the weather for the Giants in this game. So that could definitely be something to look out for. And let me just say before we move on to the next question, just hit 250 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you, guys. We appreciate that. Good little landmark number for us to hit, and it's all because of you guys. We appreciate that. We have Funeral Snacks asking, is Tyler Warren a sit this week? Pretty tough matchup during a slump. Look, it depends on who. Yeah, because I am the tight end connoisseur this year, it seems like. But let me see this Funeral Snack. It depends on who you have, right? Like if you're going way down at the bottom of the barrel for a hope and a prayer, I would rather play my best guy, right? Like I'm just going to see what happens. But like if you have a couple viable options, right? Like if you have Rico Dwaddle, I know was brought up. Like if you have someone like that, if you have a Jordan Addison, different people, like then you can maybe question that. If I have them quality of players, yes, I would bench Tyler Warren in favor of them. But if it's someone like Darius Slayton, people we talked about, even Wan'Dale Robinson this week in a tougher weather environment, Jameson Williams, like I will play Tyler Warren, but it just depends on the situation, who you have on the bench. But I wouldn't blame you for sitting him if you have some quality there behind him, right? So glad to answer that question. But we all have Mando coming in here. Better tight end stream this week, Teixeira. Harold Fannin, Theo Johnson, or Dalton Kincaid. So if you had to stream a tight end out of them three, Harold Fannin, Theo Johnson, or Dalton Kincaid, who are you going to stream with?
Oh, I'm going to pinch me, TJ. I'm going to lean Kincaid. I think he's starting to come alive here this second half of the season, and Josh Allen is putting more trust and more consistency and more eyes on him, and I like the upside against that Miami defense in a nice weather game, and I think that they have a lot of upside to put up points. And I just not sold on the Theo Johnson thing yet. We talked about it nauseum about the weather there and whether or not Dart how much he's going to throw, who he's going to throw to, and if Theo Johnson's even like a big integral piece in this Giants offense just yet. There's too many question marks, I think, but he's got the ability and talent. I like him, but this week I don't like that situation. And then Fannin, um, if Judkins runs wild over this Jets defense, just out of necessity, I don't know how much volume or opportunity he gets in the red zone or like in general. And I really just don't like the quarterback situation in Cleveland with Dylan Gabriel. I can't rely on him yet to find ways to get to his receivers or his tight ends efficiently enough to want to roll them out in my lineup. So I'm going to lean with the guy that's attached to the better or best quarterback, arguably in fantasy football, and I'll go Kincaid.
Yeah, I mean, I have to go Kincaid too, because with the other two, I feel like I'm streaming for a touchdown, and I hate that, right? Like,
Okay.
that's what you're hoping for with this. I mean, like, and it isn't because of Fannon's talent. It's just the fact that the quarterback
Yeah.
situation. You said that Theo, it could be tough weather conditions. I mean, I just think I'm going to have to go with Kincaid as well this week, coming off that. So hopefully that works out. That's who we're all going to go with here. And no problem, Funeral Snacks. We appreciate you. Glad we could help you out here. And we have Dustin asking here, would you start Dart or Darnold? Also, Watson or Tez? So we'll start with the quarterbacks here, Teixeira. Would you start Jackson Dart or Sam Darnold this week?
I'm going to go Sam Darnold. I know he's got Torrey Holton already dropping out due to injury from this week of practices, but I still think that Darnold is cooking with gas right now, and I don't want to put him out of my line. I'd rather bench Dart and eat the 14 to 18 point provide for you than benching Darnold and watching 24 to 28 points sit on your bench that I potentially think in a division game at home. And he's already like showing how efficient he's throwing the football and the targets he's got. He's getting Arroyo going. AJ Barner's finding the end zone. Cody White, the practice squad dude, and JSN is just a monster. He's like just carrying that offense and just carrying these fantasy performances and allowing other people to thrive in that offense. And that is fascinating to me that even with JSN being able to just feast and do his thing, Darnold's still able to get the ball elsewhere and make other people productive in this offense and somewhat fantasy relevant going this later season the push. So I like his prospect, even though Dart has the upside with the mobility in his legs. I just like the way Darnold's throwing the ball right now.
Yeah, and it's hard to take them out after what we've seen last week. And the Bears, like, and this, Teixeira, like they have been a team that's been hit or miss, but if it is bad weather conditions, they're going to thrive in that environment a little bit better too. And it's a rookie quarterback. The defense can be hit or miss, but if it's hit, I think that that's a good thing, for someone that has the Bears defense this week. So yeah, I have to agree with you. I think that I'm going to go with Sam Darnold. It's just too hard to
And
take him out after what we've seen.
and then it's Christian Watson or Tez was the
Yeah,
second
yeah.
one.
Yeah, he's
I'm gonna go
asking Chris.
Christian Watson.
Yeah. So you're going to go Christian Watson this week over Tez? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Christian Watson as well. Look, they're both boom busty type of guys, but it just seems like the Packers just have so much faith. They don't want to give up on Christian Watson. Like they do put a lot of trust and belief in him. So I have to agree with you there. And we're going to go to Proud by Dads. I figured Bob was offered a swap, but Drake's got okay. He said scheduled a bit better. Even Herbert been hooping. Yeah. So we have Mando here saying flex one to Shara, Adunze, Kyle Manungai, or Jameson Williams. Oh man, here you go, Teixeira. Two quality receivers from the NFC North. Who you going with?
I would be inclined to say a Dunze, but that goose egg hurt me. And it hurt me in such a way that I will not be touching a Dunze this week in the bad weather and just the fact that now we know the floor for Odunze is a goose egg this year. He could just not be a part of Caleb Ben Johnson's plans, and that scares the hell out of me. I'm going Monangai. I'm sticking with my dude. Fire him up in your flex. I think he's going to be more viable than Jameson Williams with volume, opportunity, and the ability to get into the end zone. And I think that Odunze is too hot or cold and more cold than JMO and Monangai at this point. And that scares. I don't know how you feel about it, TJ, but that he goosed last week. Like I did not at any point in this season. I know you know where I'm at with the Bears and that offense and everything, but like I did not see that at all as the realm of possible scenarios for him this season.
So let
And it
me
kind
say
of woke
this.
me up.
So let me say this for Mando. Jameson Williams, 2 hit or miss. We haven't seen any booms. Like he's a boom busty player. We haven't seen any booms. I know the matchup's good. I just can't trust it till I start seeing it a little bit more. And I agree with Teixeira. I think they want to run the football. The Detroit Lions do. I will say this, depending on what the weather does and if Swift's available. If Swift's available,
Mhm.
I'm definitely starting Rome, right? Like, I mean, I just have to. I have to. I know it sucks getting goose egged, but I've done this so many times. I'm like you get
Mhm.
you get slighted by a player. You're like, oh man, I am
I
not.
learned my lessons with Jalen Waddle. I get goosed
Well,
once. I ain't gonna goose me again.
Jalen Waddle's a different kind of an animal when it comes to goosing in fantasy football. But let me just say this: like I've had this happen to me. You pivot off the player, you're like, man, I'm not doing that again. And then the next week they come through, they're back.
Ah.
I just think that look, Roma Dunze is a good player. I know the Chicago offense has been
Mhm.
up and down. He is the number one target in this offense. It seems like that's where they want to go. I think that I have enough confidence it won't happen again. But I will
Well,
say,
context for that, you think it was just a Colston Loveland game? It was just like kind of a
well,
for us. It's in,
I think that the Bears actually come in with a good game plan. I think that they figured,
okay.
look, they knew that Roma Dunze was the number one target. They sprinkled
Mhm.
some DJ Moore in there. That Colston Loveland, he might be fully healthy, right? And he was able to shred this Bengals defense, and they were able to run the ball so well. So, like, you didn't need to throw it a million times either, right?
True.
Like, that was
Yeah.
another thing. Cincinnati's defense is terrible. So, I don't have no problem pivoting back to Roma Dunze. I'm going to lean
You
that
even
way.
got Bob signing on Monangai here in the chat. Like I'm gonna win Bob over. You believe me, I'm gonna get him.
Yeah, I know he will. He'll come around, believe me. But I'm going to go with Roma Dunze here, Mando. But if the weather's bad and Swift's out, I might pivot to Monangai. But I'm going to go Roma Dunze as my first choice. But we have Funeral Snacks asking down points.
Ooh.
Played Nick, Franklin's, Bowers. I have JSN, Judkins, Rico, and Monangai, Pinario, and Carolina D. Think I could cover the
Yes.
Thursday fail? Absolutely. I mean,
Yes.
really, Franklin, that touchdown, that was pretty much all that really hurt you. I know Brock Bowers didn't have a good game. Bo Nix just didn't have a good game at all. He didn't. I think he had like 7 or 8 points or something like that. You should be in a really good spot, Funeral Snacks. I think you'll
Yeah.
be totally
I'm
okay.
hoping for you. I'm rooting for you. I think you can pull it off.
Okay, so they have the Puka, Henry, and McBride. Yeah, well,
Oh
I mean,
no.
that I still think you'll be okay. I really do. I think that you're going to pull that one out, Funeral Snacks. I think you got a really good start.
Oh, do we
The
got
fact that,
Papa Hutchinson here?
oh yeah, Phil's here. Do the Jets get their second win against Cleveland? I mean, it's definitely a possibility, but
Ooh.
I don't think so, Phil, after what we've seen, with the Jets trading off the players. I think the team's going to be demoralized. It's going to be down. And Cleveland's defense is tough. So I think that they'll be able to do enough to win this game. It's one of the few games Cleveland will win, right? Like I think they'll win this one. Do you agree?
Yeah. And I think they'll screw up their draft order by doing it. Like the Jets will stay on track. They'll lose the game. They'll maintain their path in the draft order, and this will just hurt the Browns already being without a first round pick, and just it. Yeah, the Browns are gonna brown.
Yeah, but I think that they will win. I do think that they'll win this
Yeah, yeah, we're in agreement there. Yep.
one. Okay. All right. So we have Black Jesus asking
Garbage.
full PPR, start Pierce, Jameson, or Tez. So, okay, let me start with this one because this is the ultimate boom bust group here for Black Jesus. But if I'm going to go ultimate boom bust, I'm going to go Jameson Williams. I got to right out of this group of guys.
All right.
I mean, look, I know that Tez has had a little bit of pops off here and there. I know that Pierce can do it too, but we talked about the early game overseas, right? Like, I don't love that. So give me JMO. He's the best player out of the three. Great matchup. If I had to go boom or bust, I'm going to go big boom if I can get it, I hope. You agree, Cheryl?
Really?
Yep.
Man, I've looked here. Pierce has gotten 14 targets, 10 targets, 7 targets the last 3 games.
Overseas.
Ah, it is
Overseas.
interesting, but I'm going to stick with my strategy, my philosophy that I'm staying away from everybody else but the studs in those international games, and I'm going to lean Jamison Williams here as well. I think that his likelihood of just popping off that big play is more so than these other 2 guys.
You were leading it up. You were leaning it up like
I
you might have
know.
Pierce, but I got you on my side on that one. Okay. So we have Inacio asking, my only other flexes are Kenneth Walker III, Woody, and Parker Washington. Okay. So I don't see, did he ask a question up here? Did we miss?
I did, yeah.
I don't see so. No, I
Maybe
don't think so.
Bob got to him or
Yeah, he might have. I'm going to go back and make sure here. Oh, yeah, right
yeah.
here. Start Olave or Shaheed. Okay. So we found it.
Woo!
We're going back to the archives. Inacio asked, start Olave or Shaheed in the flex. He said, my only other flexes are Kenneth Walker III, Woody, or Parker Washington. So you have those 5 to consider. The main 2 he's looking at are Chris Olave or Rashid Shaheed.
Mhm.
Who are you going to go with out of that group to share for Inacio here?
I'm gonna go with Sam Darnold cooking on offense and getting the ball around. I'm gonna go with Torrey Horton being out already listed. I feel like Shaheed's gonna fill into that role where Torrey Horton left, and I think that he's gonna have a bigger game and a surprise value than Olave. I'm respecting. I don't fully believe in the Panthers defense per se. All right. But I respect their ability to contain wide receivers and quarterbacks in their matchups enough where I think that Shaheed could bust that big play this weekend against the Cardinals more so than I think even with the target volume of Olave gets his way into the end zone in Carolina. So I'm leaning for the splashy play of Shaheed over the safer floor of probably an Olave.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you because he is going to be the number 2 in this offense. And, we see Kubiak, the offensive coordinator, the ex-offensive coordinator from the Saints, going to the Seattle Seahawks, right? Like, so they have that connection. He knows this player. And see, that's why I feel more confidence about it. If he was
Mhm.
going to a system that he didn't know, really, Kubiak was the guy that helped make Shaheed what he is. He kind of
True.
unlocked him, so he has no problem with him in his offense. So I'm going to go with Shaheed as well. So I'm going to take Shaheed there. Funeral Snacks asks Shaheed running 9 routes all night.
Yay.
I think so. I definitely think he could be. So Teixeira finally out of questions. That was a great run there
I
on
love it, guys. Thank you, and thank you for the 250 subscribers. That is awesome. This night is fantastic so far.
Yes, it is 251 now and counting. The guys have been really cranking it up. We appreciate that. But let's get back to my quarterback starters. We await
Yes.
more questions to come in. And guys, the chat's open. Don't be afraid to ask them. If you got anything on your mind, pop it in there. We will respond to you. But here we go. My quarterback start for week 10 is going to be Justin Herbert. We talked about this already, right? Like, I just feel like we're going to get killed by the passing game of the Los Angeles Chargers. I don't care if it's going to be Gadsden, it's going to be McConkey, Allen. One of these guys are going to have a monster game. I just see it coming. I think it's going to be Gadsden, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe 1 or 2 other ones pop off, catch a touchdown, break a tackle. We haven't been playing well on Sunday Night Football for whatever reason. So I just think Justin Herbert, man, is going to have a monster outing. I'm going to put him right around probably 25 to 28 points. I think he kills it this week. Unfortunately, could be a shootout. It could be. I mean, because we know the Chargers defense have had some little bit of their hiccups as well. So it could be a shootout-y type game. But we have another
I love
question
it.
in here from Mando. Better option at wide receiver, Tez
Rest of season.
Johnson, Christian Watson, or Parker Washington. So we have Tez Johnson, Christian Watson, or Parker Washington. Who are you starting there? Who's the better option in your eyes, Teixeira?
Yeah, rest of season, I'm going Christian Watson. I think with Golden being hindered by injury a little bit and him not very emerging so far this season as the top option for Jordan Love. And the Tucker Craft injury is brutal. Someone's gonna have to step up there. I think Dobbs is a gimmicky guy. He's got one trick pony. He's just that finds the end zone, gets in there, and gets his 3 or 4 catches otherwise. I think Christian Watson's the guy you can bank on more. Tez Johnson and Parker Washington, these guys, yeah, they're good gadget, gimmicky, utilitarian players that they'll find ways to get touches, but they're going to be empty calories. There might not be as much volume or opportunity or like boom fantasy performances as what we've seen Christian Watson when 100% healthy can provide for us in fantasy. And I would rather lean with that veteran experience than one of these other younger guys that haven't really become like a primary option in those offenses to those quarterbacks.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you. Whatever reason, the Green Bay Packers want Christian
Mhm.
Watson to be their wide receiver one. I mean, they've given him every chance. They signed him.
Bag too.
Oh, yeah, they give him the contract. I mean, I don't know what it is. Maybe he has something on every Green Bay person that's an owner of the team. Maybe he just like has some kind of files on everybody, and that's why he's able to
He's
get.
the Kyle Pitts of the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I mean, he's always, got something on him. There has to be a reason they keep him around. Geez, oh man. But yeah, I got to go with Christian Watson because they want to get him the ball. They want to get him involved. As long as he's out there, he might give you a good opportunity for a boom.
I love it, Bob. That's funny.
So we have Phil asking here, Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts get a touchdown this week. And I would say on the ground, I think they both get a rushing touchdown. Like if I'm betting
Oh yes, for sure.
if I'm betting anytime touchdown scores for quarterbacks, like the odds might not be great, obviously, but like I wouldn't have a problem picking either of them guys. I think they both could do it easily. Do you agree with that, Teixeira?
I do, and I think that out of the two, the more likely one to do it is Jalen Hurts because I haven't really seen Jackson rely on his legs even when he's been healthy this season. I haven't seen much of him running the ball inside the green area or like goal to goal, like sneaky. I mean, if the Eagles they're notorious to do if they get in close, that stupid play will get them 6 points for sure. And I lean Jalen Hurts out of these two.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's the most likely for sure, but don't put your chips too far off Lamar. I think that he
Oh yeah, he's my quarterback start of the week.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
for certainly.
obviously.
But like,
I think he could rush one in, and maybe you get them both. I think they're both very. I would
oh,
say I would put it better than 65% chance that they both score. I feel that confident. Let me say that.
I think Slim has the odds on that if we put a $10 bet.
That's right. We'll find out tomorrow. Jelly of the month. I love it.
What the?
Cade Otten. It's the Jello Club of the month, like Clark Griswold on Christmas
I
Vacation.
love it. I love it.
That's it, man. Lifetime membership. But let me just say, Cade Otten or Colston Loveland coming off that big game to Shara. PPR projections are even. Have to flex Vidal and no idea if getting another dud. So I will say this. Let me just start out by saying Vidal, I don't think this is going to be a dud. I think that he could be somebody that gets you 10 to 15 fairly easy. Like I talked about, they're going to move the ball against the Steelers defense. I know they are. It's just a matter of who does the damage. Maybe he gets in for one of them touchdown plungy type plays. But look, I got to go Colston Loveland here. I've talked about this. Like you're Cade Otten, you're just streaming for a touchdown. Like he has not done nothing this year that's impressed me. We're coming off of Colston Loveland's biggest game. Maybe the Bears do get him involved. I know Bob's going to say they never have a plan, but even Bob said he said Loveland over Otten.
I'm waiting for it in the chat. I know he's going to come up with something sneaky to say.
Right, but he agrees. I mean, the upside is there. So what do you say about Colston Loveland here to share? Are you playing him over Cade Otten as well? I think that you have to, right?
I think this is just a plot by Dynasty Dog Mike to eradicate this Bears hate amongst the network, and it's working tonight. I'm all on board the Monungai train. I just don't think that Otten's a thing. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, wherever they draft next season, I think they should invest some sort of draft capital in tight end because he is not it. He might be a great NFL tight end to block and do the dirty work and whatnot, but as far as for us and fantasy prevalence and for fantasy relevancy, it's not a thing. Like I've tried to bank on him on teams and leagues up to this point, and it's just been he's had a couple good string of games last year. I remember like a good 3 or 4, but outside of that, it's been disappointing and miserable to have him in my lineup and starting him and just like hoping your Mayfield gets him going. And it's just, I'd rather put my chips in on Colston Loveland begrudgingly out of these two options just because Otten has been so bad.
Yeah. Give us David Njoku in Tampa Bay. That would be great. Like, I mean, it
Please.
would work out great for Njoku and Baker Mayfield. So we have Bob Steelers pessimist. No, Steeler realist, Bob. I always keep saying it. Funeral Snack says, what are the odds Gabriel sends Tillman back to the IR this week? That could be a good one for
It's
DraftKings. I
true.
would say probably, 60% or better. I mean, they need to try to do something there with that situation. Look, I'm not the biggest Shador guy. It is what it is. But,
You think it happens this
well,
year
I
at
think,
some point?
oh, it's going to happen because the fans want to
Okay.
see it. And you
Yep.
drafted him. You got to see what you have. You got to see what you have. It can't be any worse than Dylan Gabriel at this point.
It's not because he's left-handed?
No, well, Bob would say so. But I have to agree with him. Left-handeds have not worked out. He's got a good point when he brings that up. So we also have Ruben 2 asking, I just traded Josh Jacobs and Dallas Goedert for Trey McBride and Tyler Warren. Wow, congratulations. You made that move. Look, Dallas Goedert has been playing very well, kind of sneakily very well, and I'm going to assume this is redraft for Ruben too, and that's no problem, right? But let me just say this. It's been very sneaky good year for Dallas Goedert, but to get the two quality tight ends like that, you can flex them both each and every week.
Yeah.
I think that's a great move. Great trade for Ruben. I think that I like it. We talk about tight
Let
ends a
the
lot.
community be known, like, that's how you do it. You cash out on a player that's playing well and is good and upgrade at that position when you do it. Like, not only did he trade a guy that's hot right now, but he made his roster better for the rest of the season by doing so. That is phenomenal. Well done.
Yeah, 100%. Eric asks, Stafford or Baker? Any insight would be appreciated. Now, we're here to help, Eric. No problem. So, Baker Mayfield or Matthew Stafford this week, Teixeira? Who's tickling your fancy?
Well, if you guys stick around long enough, you'll find out the potential maybe Dabble Fantasy Star of the Week potential contender here. And I'm going to go Matt Stafford. I think that with Puka back and Devontae Adams, how well he's playing in a divisional game, let's not forget the 49ers are still a banged up defense. Yes, they've been playing a little bit of a softer schedule and taking advantages of weaker offensive opponents at this point, but the Rams are not that at this point in the season. They are a playoff contender and they are pushing to be a top player in their own division. And I think Matthew Stafford is clicking right now. He's healthy and he's playing with the vengeance that with all due respect to Baker Mayfield and the type of MVP like run he's making on his season, he's kind of floundered a little bit these last couple games, and maybe the bye week was the right thing for him at the right time. But I like the matchup with Stafford against those 49ers and her defense. I like them to play in like a more high scoring game or more of a competitive shootout, whereas Drake May could make this Tampa Bay game get very one sided here if he outduels Baker Mayfield. And for some reason, they opt to rely on Rashad White and Sean Tucker and not so much Baker Mayfield due to the lack of receiving options available to him.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. And, you go back, we talk when start sits go on, we talk about, history repeating itself, right? Like we talk about history repeating itself. And we see Matthew Stafford crush the San Francisco 49ers back in week 5, 25.56 points, back 8 on that week. And I think that he could do it again. Absolutely. And Baker right now, I love Baker. Like you said, a little chink in the armor. They lost some weapons there. He'll be back. It'll be all good. It's just going to take a little time.
Yeah.
But I think now for Eric, I agree. I'm going to go with Matthew Stafford here this week. I feel better about that. Mando asks, thoughts on Isaiah Davis? Is he a hold for now? Let me say this. Absolutely, Mando, because, we talked about this with Breece Hall. I know Teixeira is a big Breece Hall guy. So am I. I like him, but Teixeira's like got the palms. Like he loves Breece Hall.
He's next in line. When this man hangs up the cleats, that's the next jersey that goes up back there.
That's right. So I just think that we talked about him potentially cashing out on this situation. He wanted traded. The Jets didn't trade him. It wouldn't be nothing for him to say, oh, my arm hurts a little bit. Oh, my back. And then he's out. Then Isaiah Davis is going to get the opportunities. You got a starting running back there. And two, they do run him some anyway. So, yeah, absolutely hold Isaiah Davis. So that was definitely a great question there.
But he's also like Phil Maffa, though, to me, in my opinion. If he has a big performance or gets hot, try to move him and trade him when you can get value out of him when you can. Because I don't think he's the future of the running back position for the Jets if they move on from Brees next year and he's the star, because Braylon Allen's also going to be coming off IR. They like him a lot too. So just a little food context or thought of like what to do with Davis also alongside of holding him.
Yeah, I have to agree there. But we also have another question coming in here. And Eric says, thanks, much appreciated leading that way too. No problem, Eric. Happy to help. Any question you have, we're always here to help. BK asks, need help, fellas. Need help on who to sit. Half PPR, so it's a half PPR. Ladd, Devontae Adams, Jalen Waddle, or Rome Odunze. I think I know where Teixeira is going to go out of this group. If you had to sit one, Teixeira, who's it going to be? Go ahead and say it.
If it looks like a penguin, sounds like a penguin, it's a penguin. I'm sitting Waddle.
Big surprise for Teixeira, and I have to agree. Look, it's just always too hit or miss with him, and we know the situation ain't ideal right now. I don't love what's going on down there. So, yeah, I mean, like them other guys, all pretty reliable, right? Like I just can't sit. It's too boom or busty with Waddle, and it's been too much bust rather than boom. But we have another question coming in here from Country Boy Jazz. I love it. 12-man full PPR. Who would you start? One quarterback, two receiver, two running back, one tight end. Quarterbacks, Dart Mahomes. Running back, CMC, Aaron Jones, Kenneth Walker, Trey Benson, Isaiah Pacheco, Brian Robinson Jr. Wide receivers, Chris Olave, Stephon Diggs, Alec Pierce, Terry McLaurin, Brandon Ayuk. We have Jawan Jennings. And we have tight ends, David Njoku, Darren Waller, and we have Bates and for kicker, and we have Rams defense. So, okay, so 12-man full PPR, who would you start? One quarterback, two receiver, two running back, one tight end. So if you had to build a lineup out of that, Teixeira, who are you going to build? Go ahead and start it off. We got Bob joining us. He's coming on right now. So you go ahead and start. You go ahead and start, and then Bob's here.
I'll run through it real quick. All right. My quarterback, Mahomes. My two running backs would be CMC and Jones. My two wide receivers would be Olave and Diggs. And then my tight end, I would be, well, I think Njoku because Waller is on IR. And yep, that would be my lineup.
Okay, so I have to agree with it, Teixeira. If I had to build a lineup that way, that's who I'm going to go with as well. So, Bob, same question. If you want to chime in here for Country Boy Jazz, you had to build a lineup out of them 12 guys, full PPR. He gave you the one quarterback, two receiver, two running back, one tight end. I think Teixeira nailed it. Any changes in your opinion there?
I don't believe so. Man, that echoes bad. I don't believe so, but who is Jones? Like, why am I blanking?
Aaron Jones.
Oh, my boy. Like, I was totally blanking. This room is echoing terribly.
You're in a big studio, Bob?
Closet, basically. Yeah, Mahomes, CMC. I think he did say Jones, right? Like,
he's got one flex as well. He just added in the chat.
I can't. I don't know if I can flex Walker. Olave, Diggs. I like Pierce in that game. He's getting a lot of targets. So yeah, I don't think you can even start Waller. So Njoku's kind of the obvious pick there. So
yeah. So you flexing Pierce then, Bob?
Yeah, I think so. He's getting a lot of targets. I mean, really. I mean, you can't deny the targets. I mean, the overseas games have been dog water, right? But you got to see something, right?
Yeah, I have to agree. So yeah, I think I'm flexing Pierce. I know Teixeira, you're on board with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's just go over it one more time, Teixeira. Go ahead and say the lineup, and then put Pierce in the flex. Go ahead and give it to him one more time.
We'll do Mahomes as our quarterback. Our running backs will be CMC and Aaron Jones Sr. Our wide receivers will be Olave and Stephon Diggs. We'll flex Alec Pierce and start Njoku as our tight end.
I love it. That's exactly how I would play it. Now we have Jason chiming in. Another one that likes to join us. Hope he's doing well tonight.
I love Jason. Thank you.
Will you trade Dak and Hunter Henry for Travis Kelce? I have Danny Pennies as my quarterback already. Looking to upgrade at tight end. So, Bob, considering the fact that he already has Daniel dimes/pennies at his quarterback position.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, come on. Put some respect on his name, Jason. Come on.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
So would you make that trade? I mean, I know he's given up a little bit there. I don't know what it would be worth to get Travis Kelce for that kind of 2-player for one type of swap.
A, I'm going to assume this is redraft. B,
yep.
I don't believe is Indiana past their bye already?
No, they have a bye week next week.
Yeah, next
week.
Right.
So I don't know if I'm a super excited about losing my guy on a bye, right? And if I have to cover my bye with Dak, then that might hurt me up a little bit. And Kelce hasn't had his bye yet, so you got to kind of think about those things in redraft weeks, right? So, and while I think it's an upgrade for the year, yeah, I mean, I like getting Kelce, but I don't think I can do Dak. You got to figure out some other way to get it done.
I wonder what his waiver wire options are available to him. Because if he does do Dak, then like you said, it leaves a hole there in options.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you could pick up Jacoby Brisket or something like that, then maybe.
Hell yeah.
But I'm not. I'm afraid that if I don't have a backup option to cover my Daniel Dimes, Indiana Jones, when that gets time to, I don't want to do that. So,
2 breaking news things that just popped up as we're talking here, guys. DeAndre Swift is expected to play. Ted McMillan expected to play, according to Adam Schefter.
So King Tet. Could you see?
Yeah, I know
the Pharaoh beard and the hat, like in Carolina. I kind of like that name. I'm good at giving nicknames for players, but no, Jason, I agree. I think I got to hold on to Dak and Hunter Henry. I just like Rashee Rice is that guy for the Kansas City. Now, the torch has been passed, and I like Travis Kelce, and I'm not saying he's going to have a boom game every once in a while because he could, right? But I just think that it's more likely to be Rashee Rice's deal now, and Hunter Henry has been solid as solid could be. Dak has been really good at times. I know it could be up and down, but he's still value there. Maybe see if the Oronde Gadsden guy, maybe be willing to give up Oronde Gadsden for that kind of a deal. I think I'd rather go down that route and then I'd go Travis Kelce at this point. I don't think it's a huge upgrade, maybe a minor one. And it's just tough trading those 2 players for a minor upgrade. But we have Bob Hope tuning in here asking Jawan Jennings, Emeka Buka, Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen, PPR pick 2. Okay, so he has a quarterback question as well. We'll answer the receiving, whatever flex option first here. He has Jawan Jennings, Emeka Buka, Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen, pick 2. Teixeira, go for it.
I'm going to go Devontae Adams and Keenan Allen as my 2 that I'm picking. And then for quarterbacks, I am going to go Drake May.
Okay, so Drake May for the quarterback, and he asked Hurts or May. So Teixeira's going to take May over Hurts. So who are you going to go with here, Bob, in the receiver slots first? And you're going to take Jalen Hurts or Drake May?
I can't even think about getting away from Ibuka. I don't even know if I care how tough the game is or anything like that. That guy's just sex on toast. Is that how we ought to roll with that?
Wait a minute. There you go, Bob.
So, yeah, legitimately. But I can't get away from Ibuka. I do like the Devontae Adams. It seems to me like we're getting away from the Keenan Allen Kyron Williams plunge, and we're going with the auto touchdown pass to Devontae Adams. I'll get my brain straight in a minute. But yeah, that's the way I would go. And man, we were talking about this, or I was thinking about it earlier with somebody talked about Hurts and Lamar Jackson, and I could just see Hurts doing a little more running in this game than May against the Buccaneers. May's one of my favorite players, but I think I'm going to sneak Hurts in this lineup.
Gonna go with Hurts this week, Bob.
Yeah, I think just slightly over May. I mean, it could be a shootout, so you could be there, but I think Hurts is probably going to put. But he's going to put some. He's going to get his butt pushed into the end zone. What are we going to do about that? It's hard to give that.
That is true. So, okay, let's go back to Meko Buka, though. Are you not worried about Gonzalez at all, though?
Oh,
Bob,
Well,
shadowing.
Gonzalez got torn up last week by Drake May, right? And then I
Oh,
think that
Drake May plays for the
Drake
Patriots.
London.
Drake London. Oh, God, my thumbs were starting to bleed. I felt like I needed Band-Aids. All this typing I was doing, I was hurting inside. I'm old. My brain's fragile. It's past my bedtime. I'm sorry. I'm doing this for the love of the team and the guys here. So yes, Gonzalez got squished by Drake London last week. So now that I'm all flabbergasted, I've got it just about out of my system. Yes, no, I think that Ibuka transcends being, tailored by that guy. And they were teammates, right, in college, so they know a little bit about each other. Am I getting that right?
Yeah,
Gonzalez would have been earlier.
I think so, honestly, yeah.
He's Oregon. He was Oregon.
No, wait. Oh, he was?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think he was. Yeah, he wasn't Ohio State.
This is gonna take a Google.
Yeah, you go ahead and Google it. While you do, I'll answer with mine. I'm going Keenan Allen and Devontae Adams. I'm going to go with the old guys here this week. I just think that the Steelers are going to get torched by some of these Chargers players. It's just too hard for me to get away from them. Like, I like Ibuka, but it's just like, I don't know. I just don't have a great feeling about it. You ever go into one of them where you just don't have a great feeling about that? So, I mean, I'm going to say Drake May for my quarterback.
I think he goes as far as Baker goes. Like, if Baker has a slow game or starts off rough, I think that'll hamper his ceiling of a day.
I can agree.
Gonzalez was Oregon, by the way. You're right.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 years at Colorado, then he went to Oregon. But yeah.
All right, I'm on it tonight. That's good. At least I'm sharp here, feeling good. So we got giving you guys a hard time. So Bob's going to go Ibuka, and he's going to go Adams. He's going to go Hurts. Teixeira, you're going to go Adams, and who you're going to go Keenan Allen as well? Yeah, so you're with me on that, and you're going May. So me and Teixeira got the same plan. Bob a little bit different there, going Ibuka and going Hurts. So good question, good problem to have though.
I love it.
A lot of good players in there, Bob. So hopefully that works out for you. We helped you out. We have Gerbani Daily. I like this, man. Start 2 in the flex. So we got to play 2 in the flex. Jawan Jennings, Deebo Samuel, Parker Washington, Jacoby Myers, newly acquired by the Jacksonville Jaguars, Jerry Jeudy, Terrell Jennings, Dean Mercado. So you got to start 2 in the flex here, Teixeira. Who are you going to put in the flex there if you had to play 2 of them? I'll start with you.
I'm going to go with Jacoby Myers as my first flex. And then I'm going to go with my second flex, Terrell Jennings, out of spite, because I know that somehow, some way, Mike Vrabel is going to find a way to get him on the field over Travion Henry and give him that carry that pushes him in the end zone, and it's going to piss me off for another week, and I'm just going to ride that train because I know it. I just have a feeling, a spidey tingling sense that that's what's going to happen.
All right, Bob. Got Teixeira giving you his 2 here. Who are you going to go with in the flex? You got to play 2 of them guys. Who are you going for?
I'm not sure we're going to be super helpful here because I think we're going to be a little different. Now, you may, of course, tiebreak or whatever, but there can be only Juan Jennings. So we're going to go with Juan Jennings and Parker Washington, in my opinion. I think that Juan Jennings is just like getting flooded with targets or whatever again, with Mac Jones. And Parker Washington, honestly, it's turning out to be a little PPR magnet. So, and Jacoby's going to be important, but I don't think he's going to be ready yet. I like to see it a week.
That's fair.
I like to see it a week. We were talking about Rashid Shaheed earlier, and honestly, when TJ started talking about it being in the same system when Kubiak went up there, I was like, "Duh!" I totes forgot that. So, like, yeah, again, old, but so, yeah, I think
TJ
that I want to
sees all. He knows all.
Well, he's got a better memory than I got. That's for sure. So, so yeah, I'm gonna
get my Emperor Palpatine hood on.
Yes.
Right? But let me say this, Bob. Like, you're not far off. I think that I'm going to go with Jawan Jennings here as one of my plays. And believe it or not, I think I'm going to go with Deebo Samuel as the other one. Why? Because I know it ain't going to be good with Marcus Mariota, but like, he is a manufacturing touch guy, right? Like, so they're going to be able to maybe get him the ball in a few different ways. I love Jacoby Myers. I like what you said about Parker Washington, but they are playing the Houston Texans. And like I said, man, they are killing
That's right.
receivers. They're just killing them and eating them for lunch. So, and Jawan Jennings could be the guy, but like I said, we see it, and I think that it's a good enough matchup. So yeah, I got to go with Jennings. I got to go with Debo for Garbani. That's who I'm feeling. That's who I'm going. Couple different options for you there. Funeral Snacks ask, is JJ McCarthy an upgrade over Bo Nix, considering the strength of schedule and some trust in the coaching staff in Minnesota? So, Bob, it's a good question for you. You're a JJ McCarthy guy. You like what you've seen. Do you think that maybe, in a one season setting, JJ McCarthy down the stretch could be better than Bo Nix here this season?
What I've seen of Bo Nix so far leads me to believe that J.J. McCarthy is a better quarterback than him now and maybe the rest of his career. I don't know that I trust anything that Bo Nix does. It could be outstanding for like 35 minutes of a game, and then it could be absolute dog water. I mean, we haven't seen enough from J.J. McCarthy either, right? So, here's some culture plunge, right? I just don't know if I trust anything that Nix has got in his brain. It seems like he's either got screws loose or plates in the wrong place, something. I don't know what it is. JJ McCarthy, I heard, I don't know if you've seen the little video, but Justin Jefferson or whatever was talking about how JJ McCarthy walks into the stadium as JJ walks onto the field as 9. It's something about like he turns on some crazy switch, and Justin Jefferson says, I do the same thing. I walk in as Justin Jefferson. When I get on the field, I'm Jets. And I'm like, okay, whatever. If you guys want to be bipolar, that's cool with me, as long as I get fantasy points out of it. So it's like, I think that they just have the switch that, and then JJ McCarthy's looked pretty good in the very, very small sample size. And Bo Nix is looking like a yo-yo with a really weak string for the long sample size we've had of him so far.
Yeah, and honestly, like there is a very good schedule coming up for JJ McCarthy, but you look at this, right? Like Bo Nix is quarterback 4 on the year right now. As bad as it's been at times, it's also been good. So look, I mean, this is very close, but I think that I just got to lean keeping Bo Nix here for now. But listen, now don't hear what I'm not saying. I agree with a lot of what Bob said. I'm talking long term, right? Like I think JJ McCarthy could develop and become even more. And like you said, personality disorder, whatever, get me fantasy points. I agree with you, Bob. And we talk about a ceiling being there. It's just that Bo Nix is Brock Purdy. Bo Nix is Jared Goff. I'm not saying he's that good, but he's a system. He's a system.
I have a whole nother name for that man. After what I watched on Thursday.
Yeah, it's a system guy though. But look, you guys got to realize, like I know it wasn't good against the Raiders, but this is divisional game. This is divisional. So you got to remember that too. Like the Raiders are going to play the Broncos tough. They always do. Doesn't really matter. Bob said it about the Chiefs. Like they've played the Chiefs tough before. Like it happens from time to time. You look at it, quarterback 14 against the Houston Texans defense was not that bad from Bo Nix. It wasn't. It's just in a one season setting, I think it's too big of a gamble for me to move off Bo Nix for JJ. That's just my opinion. Not saying long term could be better.
Was QB 27 against Tennessee good?
No, but was quarterback 1, against
the Vegas Raiders so far.
The New York Giants, he was quarterback 1.
Yeah, Giants. I mean, that's what I'm saying. He's a legit yo-yo. Like, I don't disagree, but man, it's like 27, 11, 19, 5, 15, 21, 1, 6, 14. And of course, he's 1 on the week this week because he's the only QB that's played. But like,
can we trust JJ McCarthy's health issues though?
I mean, you're right, but like, okay, so Funeral Snacks, I'd love to get some more context to this question. Like, are you talking about making this as a trade, or are you talking about like having JJ on your bench and having Nix as like sitting there, or you only want to roster 1 QB? Like that all makes a difference to me. If you're talking about, I would rather JJ and maybe try. And the thing is like, how do you know when to play Nix? Like he was QB against the Giants all in like the 4th quarter. He didn't even play the front half of the game. Was awful. And they lit him up the last half of the game. And it's like they're not going to play the Giants defense every week.
Last thing I got to say.
AJ's on waivers.
Yeah. So the last thing I got to say though is it's just that we talk about sophomore season for quarterbacks. It's never great sometimes. So I'm not giving up total hope. I still think right now, as we sit here today, I just feel more comfortable with that. To share a very quickly answer, just because we want to try to get to everybody.
I'm just going to keep this rolling real quick, but I'm going to go JJ McCarthy because I trust the system. I trust the coach. I trust the weapons around him. And I'd rather take the gamble on the smaller sample size than look Trevor Lawrence 2.0 anymore.
Last thing I'd say, funeral snacks, is just put JJ on your bench and see what happens.
Yeah, I would.
You gotta have somebody you can just.
Both.
Yeah. If you have the luxury to do it, use those IR spots. Use everything you can. If you can get them both, no problem. I agree with that. Bob Hope asks, Ravens or Jaguars? To share a defensive question. Who you playing here? Ravens or
Jaguars defense for sure. Backup quarterback with Davis Mills, lackluster running game with Woody Marks and Nick Chubb or whatever the hell is going on back there. An O-line that's far inferior comparative to the Vikings at this point, and I think that the Vikings-Ravens game is going to be more of a over game than an under game, whereas I can see the Jaguars and the Houston game being more of an under type of a game.
Bob, do you agree going with the Jags? I know you're a little bit more defensive savvy.
Yeah, I think he's nailed it with Davis Mills, and it's probably going to be a low-scoring game. So sure, and I mean, it's just a matter of time before Josh Hines Allen starts getting double sacks in games, and Davis Mills is the long neck dork to take them.
Yeah, I have to agree. Give me the Jaguars, and they have a kicker that's the NFL record holder, not only in preseason but regular season. Jacksonville can hang their hat on something, but give me the Jags defense as well. Skipped Alex. I apologize. There's so many coming in. I'm trying to keep up. Alex, hey guys, this is my team for week 10. What do you think? Drake May, James Cook, Quinshon Judkins, JSN, Emeka Buka, Trey McBride.
Alex, you should have to pay to humble brag for that team. Yeah, that's just fine. You're okay.
Yeah.
Next question, Alex. Golly, you got a stud squad. Quit bragging about it. Next question.
He drafts well. If that's a fully drafted, no trades made, like that is some next level off-season roster production there.
I'd love to know if that's dynasty, and then I need to get in your leagues, Alex, because
if that's dynasty,
league mates are
he's cooking ass.
Okay. Yeah, so let me just say this. I would not make any changes. You, like these guys said, you got a great team. I really like where you're at. Having guys like Wandale and Alec Pierce there, Jawan Jennings, even as bench flex guys are nice to have. Woody Marks has been solid. So, yeah, I don't think I make any changes. If there's injuries, if there's a good player in the waiver wire, then maybe if you, like I said, you always guys have questions, you can put them in the comments, ask on Twitter, YouTube, anywhere. We'll answer them. We'll always respond to, if there's someone that tempts you as a player. But keep that team together, Alex. Very strong 10-man PPR. I really think you got a good chance with what you got there. So we have Abreu asking, Tez Johnson or Parker Washington, full PPR. Bob, go ahead and take it. Who you going with there?
We just talked about Houston and the Jags, but I don't trust Tez Johnson. Let's look at it this way. If you need a boom week, go with Tez Johnson. If you need just a little bit, go with Parker Washington. That's how I would play it.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
DeShare, are you on the same page?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got to go Parker Washington too. Even in a tough matchup, I still think he can muster up 10 points. Tez Johnson could goose you real easily. And it's been hit or miss with him in that Buccaneers offense. So I have to agree. So we have Tyler asking, Rashad White or Kyron Williams this week, Bob? Rashad White making an appearance. The guy can play. I said it all the time. That Bucky Irving, had to come in and ruin it. But Rashad White is still a good running back, in my opinion. Who are you going to play this week, Rashad White or Kyron Williams?
I don't like Kyron Williams, but I think he's the start here.
Tashera agreed?
It's okay to disagree.
No, I do. I'm leaning White just solely on the fact of the volume opportunity. I think it's going to be a more Stafford in this passing option kind of a game than it will be a Kyron Williams game against the 49ers. And I know last time we saw him play against the 49ers, somebody lost money, and I don't want to be on that side of the fence and hold that grenade.
So Kyron Williams, last time they played San Francisco 49ers, lost me $175. I put in a $10 bet parlay, fumbled the ball on the 1 yard line. I picked the Rams money line. It was like a 5 or 6 leg parlay. I hit them all, and Kyron cost me because I had the Rams money line. But let me say this. The last time Kyron Williams played the San Francisco 49ers, dropped 31 points. So
shit.
he just does damage against this team. I got to play Kyron. I love Rachaad White. If there's a way you could fit him in, maybe, depending on who else you might have, Tyler, I definitely.
Yeah, I would flex Rachaad and start Kyron then if possible.
Yeah, but I got to play Kyron after what he did to the San Francisco 49ers the last time. I have to.
remember that. I just remembered the money lost in the long group chat that followed.
Yeah, in the foul language because he cost me all that money because he couldn't hold on to the football and he dominated the whole game. But we're going to go over here now to the next question here. It's from Mando. Wide receiver room, Jettas Pickens, Adunze, Quentin Johnston, Xavier Worthy, Christian Watson, Parker Washington. Running back room, Bucky Irvin, Rachaad White, Travion Henderson, Woody, Tajay Spears. Should I move QJ and Worthy to improve at running back too? I mean, absolutely. Like if you could do it, Mando, I have no problem with that. Just depending on what kind of quality running back you could get for that price. They're just tougher to buy right now. I don't care if it's dynasty. I don't care if it's redraft. I mean, you guys know that as contenders, the price always goes up. The price always goes up later in the year when these guys are healthy, and it's just tougher. But if you could get a decent running back for trading those two, if you need it in a redraft league, it makes sense to me, especially. Do you agree with that, Bob?
Yeah, I actually was going to try and do him a solid here and see if I could quickly get into keep trade cut and see what kind of RB I could grab for that. So, but go ahead. Someone else, that would be a start. So go ahead, keep somebody else talk. I'll keep typing here.
So Bob's going to look for you real quickly here on this running back situation, Mando. Give you some ideas for Quentin Johnston, Xavier Worthy, price-wise, what makes sense, right? But to share, I know you agree, like if we get the right running back, you don't mind moving those two for a running back, right?
Absolutely. I would definitely do that. Kyle Monungai would be my start, my top priority option there. And then followed behind, I would do probably maybe you could get a Javonte Williams just for volume alone and opportunities in that Dallas offense. And then I think ETN be a little too rich, but like kind of that tier that like high upside running back two. Like I don't think you're gonna get an RB1.
The irony here is keep trade cut values at you should probably be able to start with Ashton Genty or Devon A. Chain or Quinshawn Judkins. I'm like, hey, if you can get any of those guys, go right now. Bye. See ya. Get the trade done. I don't know if you're getting that done, but it doesn't hurt to start there, right?
Yeah.
Use keep trade cut. Keep trade cut has that as a value. Other than that, I don't really trust it. But you can start there when you start typing those in, and it tells you what the value of the two players are because it's crowdsourced. Go there and just keep working your way down. If you don't like Genty, go to the next guy. If you don't like this guy, go to the next guy. And just keep spamming offers out. Let people tell you no.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, Bob, go for those top tier guys first because, you know, there could be a team that has good running backs, maybe two or three of them. Josh Jacobs comes to mind. James Cook would be phenomenal if you could get that done. Could be very hard, though, with the point setting.
Rico Dowdle?
Yeah, Rico Dowdle could be a league winner. Like, I mean,
you
just
might be able to get Dowdle and another guy. You know what I mean? Maybe a Benson that comes back here soon.
I like
definitely
that too.
Definitely shop around, Mando. Them are all solid options. I have to agree. We have Abreu asking Woody, Kamara, Henderson, pick two. You got to pick two of them running backs, Bob. Who you picking out of that group?
I'll just go with Henderson and Woody. I can't do Kamara. I don't trust it. I don't like it. I don't know what's going on with that team. Blah, blah, blah. He's falling apart.
Bob, I don't trust it. I don't like it. So, Teixeira, do you agree with Bob here? You're going to go with Woody and Travion?
I'm going to add a little caveat to it. I'm with Bob 100% all the way. Smash that strategy. But low-key guys right now, invest at value in a highly affordable asset in Dynasty. Go get Devin Neal on the cheap. Just for the chance that in 2026 he becomes a thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't overspend on him. Just throw him at the end of your bench.
Can we agree, though, real quickly, and I'm going to go with those two as well, but can you agree real quickly that last game of Alvin Kamara against the Rams was the worst Alvin Kamara game we've ever seen in his career?
I think that's the cliff, PJ. I think that was the cliff. We watched it on live TV.
Yeah, unfortunately. We got to see a little bit better. But yeah, go ahead, Abreu. Give me Woody and give me Travion there. Even in pass catching alone, I think you might be okay getting to 8 to 12 points for sure, probably. I think you could get that with the potential of a ceiling. But we have Alex asking, who should I flex, PPR, Dalton Kincaid, or Parker Washington? Dalton Kincaid for me. Go ahead and give me Dalton Kincaid. We got to play him this week in a good matchup. We'll see what happens. He's so dang hit or miss, and sometimes it's frustrating.
Yeah.
But we know what we talked about with Parker Washington in a tough matchup already.
Kincaid for Bob.
Kincaid.
All right.
Clean sweep. Happy.
Clean sweep for Kincaid there for Alex. We're going to go over here now to the next one here. It's from Keith. Marvin Harrison Jr. or QJ? Who are you going to go
with? In the
with?
flex. Oh, okay. I was like, there's got to be more to this. Like,
in the flex.
I'm going to go Marvin Harrison Jr. I think Brisket's unlocked the meat sandwich of
fire up the smoker. It's brisket season.
That's right. So, that I don't think I need to say anymore.
Yeah, and I have to agree, right? Like Quentin Johnson could do damage against the Steelers. I talked about it, but that's more of a risk. I do think that Marvin Harrison could be a little bit more respectable this week with Jacoby Brissett. Have to agree. Alex asks, would you guys trade Wandale for RJ Harvey? Thanks, guys. Love the live. No, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the questions.
Alex, if you're talking about this baller team that you got, why are you asking us for help? You're ridiculous. Quit this.
Bob loves your team. He's in love with it. But he did say it's redraft, and this is his first year playing. So, it's just good to go.
Holy shit.
So I'm going to tell you right now.
Alex is a savant. Are you like 10, Alex?
Go buy a lottery ticket.
He's like a pool shark, man. No doubt about it.
Prodigy of some
he's at the high rollers table. He ain't messing around. You making that 100%. Money.
So in redraft, would you make that move? Let me just start by saying yes. I mean, if you need a receiver, I would make that move. Absolutely. RJ Harvey's been up and down.
I think he wants RJ Harvey.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I'm keeping Wandale. Sorry, I apologize.
Okay, yeah.
I'm keeping Wandale, but he was on my mind. He was on my mind on this. Like, I just can't gamble a guy that's going to see so many targets for the Giants for a guy that's just too hit or miss in RJ Harvey. If you are trading, Wandale Robinson, try to get Rico Dwaddle if you need a running back, right? Like, I think in a redraft, I would feel way better about that. Do you agree, Bob?
Yes, I would much prefer Rico Dwaddle over RJ Harvey, but I don't necessarily think this is as bad as it depends on, again, if it's that team, and it's loaded for Bear, I don't mind mind taking the gamble on RJ Harvey. He seems to be getting the receiving work. And what happens, like, if in 2 games,
Dobbins is out for a while now with the hip injury.
There you go. And if RJ Harvey ends up being the lead dog, I mean, it's also a division where I don't trust any game and he didn't do very well against the Vegas Raiders.
Nope. So that whole division plays the run game super tough. Like, for some reason, they just are locked down.
He's a bad pick at 6. We can't get on this tangent.
Slim could be listening, Bob.
I don't care. He should know by now. I told him so many times.
He's told him so many times he's fed up. But yes, okay. So, like we talked, Rico, I just think it's more consistent, more better for you, Alex, if you're looking for a more consistent running back there, when you're moving Wandale Robinson. And someone could use a reliable receiver like Wandale. So you want to get reliability back when you're trading reliability. So especially
Max puts a good point in there. It is a rough schedule for Harvey the rest of the year. And I mean, it just depends on like I said, Alex's team was pretty dope. I think if I'm losing Wandale, sure. But then, like, if it's up to you, bud. I think your team's so stacked that it really don't matter anyway. You might not play either one of those guys.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Love the team. So we have Andrew asking JJ McCarthy or Mac Jones. Here you go, McCorkle Jones. Bob, McCorkle Jones, JJ McCarthy, 2 guys that you like. Who are you going to pick out of these 2?
This week. This hurts my heart. I'm going to have to go with.
Hey, I didn't pick against my children today with Junkins and Monungai. This is.
I do think I'm going to take Mac Jones. I like both guys, and JJ McCarthy's ceiling could be absolutely through the roof. I don't know what to really expect from that game with the Ravens. They've swapped out defensive backs. They're playing more Kyle Hamilton in the box. We could see J.J. McCarthy be under a lot of pressure just from Hamilton and newly acquired Draymond Jones.
We've seen the Ravens get their swagger back too, Bob.
Oh, yes.
Yes, for sure. And I do like Mac Jones now and in the future. So go snack up your Dynasty Mac Jones shares if you can.
Oh, absolutely. And I have to agree with you. And we talk about going back and looking at this, guys. I mean, you've seen it last time, against the Rams. He was 22 points, so he can play the Rams fine. So give me Mac Jones here. I just don't trust the J.J. McCarthy repeat performance. And the Ravens are a team that are kind of trying to win this division, and I think that they will end up getting there. I hate to say it, but give me Mac Jones. You agree there, Teixeira?
Yeah, I'm Mac 10 over 9. Just I think that that momentum swing that the Vikings got from the Lions, I think that burns out real quickly against this Ravens. It's just like a hotter level of flame. Like the Vikings might be playing hot, but the Ravens are on another tier of heat level volume there. So I think they'll get a little bit humbled against the Ravens, even though they're playing at home.
You have to agree. Dalmo asks, hey guys, trade question. Half PPR, 2 flex league. I was offered Jamar, Rome, Kyron for JT, CMC. My choice on who and Olave. My receivers are George Pickens, Downs, Olave, lost Mike Evans, Tyreek Hill, and Tucker currently 8-1. So he's got a good team here. And like I said, I'm going to assume this is redraft here from Dalmo. But half PPR to share 2 flex league was offered Jamar, Rome, and Kyron for Jonathan Taylor, CMC, on his choice on who to let go. And Olave, are you making that deal? And if you are, which one are you letting go?
I'm an ambassador to Ty's Veteran Running Back Club, and on behalf of the Veteran Running Back Club home, I am going to lean with JT and CMC in this side of the deal. I want to keep my 2 stud running backs. They're healthy and producing at a level that I think that Rome gives me concerns, and banking on Flacco to constantly be force feeding Jamar is kind of a riskier take to have. And I just like what JT and CMC doing. I don't think I do the trade sitting at 8-1. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keep riding the season out. Be the way I would do it.
Bob, do you agree with Teixeira? You're going to keep what you have, and he is banged up a receiver. Are you going to make the move? Where are you at?
I'm quasi disgusted by my answer, but yes, I'm keeping JT and CMC. It's redraft. I'm going to assume it's redraft.
Yeah.
I can piece it together, assuming I don't have to start like 4 every week. I think I'm just going to stick with that. And Rome's been so hit or miss lately. Like I think he's the wide receiver 1 there, but like when you get goosed, that doesn't show that you're the wide receiver 1, and it's half PPR, so the catches don't mean as much. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to keep JT and CMC.
Yeah, I think I have to, too. And, we talk about Jamar Chase. Like, if he loses Joe Flacco, that's going to be a disaster.
I've seen what happens. We've all seen what happens. He kind of disappears.
Yeah, Joe Flacco, I mean, was a guy that was already a little banged up, So, like, if they lose him, that could be bad. Rome disappears. Kyron could disappear. One thing's for sure, if JT and CMC are healthy, they won't. You can run them guys to a championship in a league like this, being 8-1. Don't overthink it, Dalmo. I think I keep what I have as well. And we have Frozen Gaming asking here, got a few players on bye. Should I start Kyle Monangai or Amiri DiMarcardo in my flex half PPR, Teixeira?
Frozen, you just don't even need to ask. Just take Monangai.
Monangai season.
Teixeira's up there shocked with enthusiasm about Kyle Monangai. So
you all know how I feel about the Bears, and I am glowing about this man.
Kyle Monangai for Teixeira. Bob agreed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have to, too. I don't trust what we see with the Arizona Cardinals running game since James Conner went down. So, yeah, go ahead and give me Monangai there, too, even with Swift aboard. Alex says he's 30. Hey, man, welcome to the club. I'm with you on that. So, great job, though. You have a great team. Really, really nice team you have and well built. We have Keith asking, Harold Fannin or Colston Loveland? I had Loveland in, but now that Kmet will be playing, I'm not sure anymore. Thanks, y'all. So, does that make any different for you with Cole Kmet's return, Bob? Are you going to pivot to Harold Fannin here?
No. I'm going to stick with Loveland. I think that he's the pass catching tight end, and Komet's more of a blocker. So, and if they don't realize that they got something with this player, then they need to start firing everybody. I'm not a big fan of Caleb Johnson. I'm not a Caleb Williams. Not a big fan of Caleb Williams anyway. But if they don't realize that they have something brewing with Colson Loveland, then they just needed to all quit.
I think I got to stick with Colson Loveland too. It's going to be too hard pulling him out after what we've seen last week. I don't trust the Cleveland quarterback situation. And I love Fannin. It's not a Fannin talent problem. It's just, can they get him the ball enough without scoring a touchdown? That might be hard. Ken Ma asked, hey guys, need a flex to start in a PPR league, picking between Kamani Vidal, Romeo Dobbs, and Kyle Monangai. Thanks. So, okay, Bob, you have to pick one of them in a flex. Vidal, Dobbs, or Monangai, who you picking out of that group?
So I'm not as big of a Steeler pessimist as TJ is. So I'm gonna stay away from Vidal, and I'm gonna go with Monangai. I think that Vidal will probably have a decent game. I just think, and we could trust me, we could all be wrong here with Monangai. Swift could come back and steal his lunch. I highly doubt it, but I think, as much as TJ's like, I'm a realist, they absolutely destroyed the number one offense in the league last week. No matter how it went down, that's what happened. Like, nobody had really a good game for Indianapolis until the very tail end of the game when the Steelers had it in hand. So that, could they have come back and won? Maybe, but no, I don't think so. I think the Steelers just kind of put it on ice and we're like, hey, we're way up. Let's just let it go. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with Monangai.
You're going Monangai to share, or are you going to go with Monangai as well?
Absolutely.
And TJ's going to say Vidal.
So let me just start here with one of these for both of you.
We lost a point.
We lost the point. Give me Kamani Vidal, because I'm telling you right now, it's primetime football Sunday night. I know what's going to happen.
Just so we can put this receipt on TJ later.
The Chargers are going to be like a race car going up and down the field. Me, Mike, and Ty will probably be breaking things. And I could see Vidal getting that 1-yard plunge, unfortunately or not. I mean, look, if I knew Monangai was for sure getting 100% of the snaps, I would be on board, right? I just think that there's too good of an opportunity for this Chargers offense, and they will not get away from the run at points like we've seen some of these other teams do. So
I know that the Steelers' record or whatever is not great in prime time and Thursday. It's mostly weighted by that whole division's terrible on Thursday night. But I get it, but I'm also kind of like, we've also seen the Chargers absolutely crap the bed too. So let's not pretend that they're juggernauts either. Right. Don't get me wrong, the Bears are crap too. I'll go to that bat, you know what I mean? But
hey, it's a story of the Steelers defense is a story of Jekyll and Hyde. We'll see what shows up. We'll see. But we have Richard asking here, pick two.
Parker Washington, Woody, Parker Washington. I'm assuming that we got just between Parker Washington and Woody. So
yeah.
I'm going to go Parker Washington. Sorry.
Now you're going to go Parker Washington, but you got to pick two. Pick two full PPR.
Bob's like, don't make me do
Where am I at here? It's Richard. All I see is full PPR flex. Parker Washington, Woody, Parker Washington. Am I missing something? He's up the way there. Oh, you said Richard. I was looking at this Michael Regine just above.
Yeah, I skipped him. We'll go to him next. Okay.
Oh, yeah. We got to get Michael in here.
I'm going in order, TJ. Come on.
You got me out. The questions are coming in fast and furious. So we'll just
they are. Yes, they are.
We'll stick with Richard real quick.
I love it, by the way, guys. Keep them coming. Keep the context.
And then we'll get back to Michael. But pick two full PPR for Richard. Tez, Parker, Woody, Slayton. Real quick, Bob. Who you going with?
Parker, Slayton.
Parker and Slayton. Okay. So Bob's doing 2-minute drill. Parker and Slayton. To share any agreements, any difference there with Bob?
I'm going Parker and Tez.
Oh, okay. So we see our first Tez sighting there. And, I'm going to go with Parker and Woody Woodpecker. So give me those two this week, and we'll see what happens in that low-scoring contest. Hopefully there's some receptions of both there for them guys. The other two are just too boomer busty to me. But we'll get up here to Michael. Full PPR flex.
Yeah, Mike.
Parker, Washington, Woody. So full PPR flex, you're going to go Parker, Washington, or Woody?
I'm Parker, Washington again.
Parker.
I have to agree. That's a clean sweep for Michael there. Give me Parker there as well. Then we have Dak coming in here asking, should I start or should I flex Rachaad White, Kyle Monangai, Darius Slayton, full PPR? Give me Rachaad White, baby, in this one. If I have to flex one guy, he's going to get all the touches here again this week with Bucky Irvin out. It's a good matchup. We know Baker likes Rachaad White, likes to check it down to him. He's going to get those rushing attempts. Give me Rachaad there for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this week. What do you think, Teixeira? Because I know this is tough for you with Rachaad and Kyle Monangai.
I'm going Kyle Monangai.
You're sticking
in a more run heavy game script and bad weather game. I'm going to go with Kyle Monangai overshadowing.
I feel like we had this question before. Sorry, but I think it was Monangai for me too. Even then and now.
Hey, I've been answering questions all week from people on boards and stuff, and Monangai has been at the top of everybody's list. They want to know.
Well, just DeAndre Swift's back. That's all I'm going to say. Rachaad White and Rachaad we trust. It'll be okay. That's who I'm going with. These two are going to go with Kyle Monangai, so we got 2-1. But I say Rachaad. They say Kyle Monangai there for Dak. So interesting couple of choices. And Funeral Snacks, Harbaugh loved the run game. Yes, he does. And that's what I'm saying. I'm a little bit concerned. Alex asks, how do you feel about my other team for week 10? Mayfield, Rachaad White, Achane, Nico Collins, Jamar Jefferson, Brock Bowers, Marvin Harrison Jr., bench, David Montgomery, Bucky, Shakir, Hunter Henry, Mims, Jacoby Brissett. Bob's like, this is another.
Is he in one of Slim's leagues?
Yeah, he's in Slim's drunk league.
That's great.
You're in office leagues, Alex. That's not fair. You're picking on old ladies who don't know. They like the pretty colors of the jerseys and stuff. You got to quit that. That's not fair.
I love his smile. They just get taken away, and he just trades fleeces them.
He's definitely taking people's lunch, man, because he's got some good teams. But no, that is a good team. I feel good about that team.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, you get an Achane in there. Has been a tank. Justin Jefferson. Marvin Harrison's on the rise, I think, with the quarterback change. Baker Mayfield. Yeah, I mean, Khalil Shakir is a good, solid player. David Montgomery, good team, Alex. Another good team. But, as we got to keep rolling.
Do you want to get to Bob's quarterback of the week?
I don't even care.
Oh, come on, Bob.
Go ahead. What are we talking about?
We're going to be going to quarterbacks for Bob. So
I'm going to go with Indiana Jones. I don't like the pressure I don't think that the pressure that the Falcons are putting on all these other teams is going to, and they're such a yo-yo team. I'll just go with Indiana Jones. Make it real quick.
All right. 2-minute drill. 2-minute drill running back to share because we got to roll, baby. We've been on for 2 hours and 7 minutes. I love it.
Hey, I love it. I'm going to go Christian McCaffrey against these Los Angeles Rams. I think they're just going to keep feeding it down the pipeline. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Okay, you're going to go Christian McCaffrey. And I'm going to go, if he's healthy for sure, Q is the RB1 for you, going up against the Swiss cheese of what's left of the New York Jet defense. Give me Q as RB1 for you. I think that this team's demoralized. I think he's going to run very well. If he's healthy, could be a great week. Going to come back to you, Bob, for a running back. Who do you have?
I'm going to take my Bomba Sox, man, and go with Rico Dowdle against them New Orleans Stanks.
Pair of socks for Bob. Wide receivers now for Teixeira for a start this week. Who's it going to be for you for a wide receiver, Teixeira?
I'm going to go Ross St. Brown. I think Johnny Morton's going to get him back the ball. They're going to stop this Jamison Williams cuteness and trying to get the Sam Laporta. They're going to try to win this game and give it to Old Reliable.
Okay. Give me Khalil Shakir going up against the Miami Dolphins this week. Look, I mean, Khalil Shakir has been reliable. It's kind of funny with the Bills team. It's James Cook, it's Dalton Kincaid, then it's Khalil Shakir. It's Khalil Shakir's turn against a terrible opponent. And I know it's division, but good weather down there in Miami. That's something we don't got to worry about. And Josh Allen likes the guy, man. I mean, he's been solid as solid can be. I got to try to squeeze him in my lineups if any way possible. I think he's a good, safe floor guy with the potential of a high ceiling. So Khalil Shakir is a great play this week if you have him in the flex, wide receiver 2, wherever you need him with buys and injuries. Going to Bob's wide receiver, Big Culture. Who do you have?
I'm going to go with Devontae Adams. I just think that this game is going to be a little bit more of a shootout than what we'd expect. And Devontae Adams has been murderous at the goal line. And I think that he's just good for probably a touchdown or two this week. Whether he gets like 50 to 100 yards will be kind of a shock, but like they like him. They like him in the end zone. And I just think that this will be a little bit more up than down as far as the game flow goes. I heard it's supposed to be a bad weather game though, so maybe I'm completely stupid there. And if it is going to be bad weather, then let's pivot and go to Amon-Ra St. Brown, because I think that going against that team is just Washington is like they should eat them up.
Low-hanging fruit, as we like to say.
Yes, that was my pivot. I was like, oh man, I forgot it's supposed to be a bad weather game. So I just go to Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's real easy.
Yeah, I mean, we know we can always count on him for sure. We're going to go over to now Teixeira, tight end for your start this week. Teixeira, who you liking?
I was going to tear down from my Dabble Fantasy Star of the Week to just my tight end Star of the Week. I like the smoker cooking. I'm going to have Trey Bride getting tossed some passes and some touchdowns from Jacoby Brissett. I think he gets in the end zone at least once.
Okay, I think that's a good start for sure. I'm going to go with Dalton Schultz going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, I mean, look, this guy has been decently okay, decently quiet. We know, look, if you have better options, obviously you're going to play better options, right? But like this is a guy, if you need him this week, the Jags have allowed the second most touchdowns to tight ends and fantasy points per game. They've been getting killed on, and they've given up fourth most yards to the position. Dalton Schultz hasn't been bad for this team. Davis Mills, we know it's going to be more of a checky down type of a situation. Going to be looking for a security blanket in the tight end of Dalton Schultz this week. But we have Michael asking here, I was riding Mason Taylor, then picked up Loveland last week when he smashed. It's starting him again this week, stashing Brendan Strange on IR. Want to drop Mason Taylor and stash Bigsby. What you think? No, absolutely not. Like, I'm not picking up Tank Bigsby because number one, I don't believe in the player long term. I don't really think that, Saquon's going to be it's going to be something that's going to keep him out of an extended period of time. Mason Taylor, outside of really Garrett Wilson's the only passing option the Jets have at this point. So I think I got to keep Mason Taylor. Agree, Bob?
Yeah.
How about you, Teixeira?
Absolutely right on track.
Okay, so we all agree to keep Mason Taylor in that scenario. I know it's tough because you see a starting running back, you try to want to gobble them up, but you can't cut off your nose to spite your face sometimes, right? You got to be careful. I think Mason Taylor's just a better player. It's going to be more beneficial long-term for the season. And if I'm going to drop him, I'm going to drop him for a better player. But let's go to the dreaded sit category for week.
Bob's tight end start of the week.
Oh, that's right. I skipped you.
All by myself here.
I'll go in 2 minutes, Bob. I
understand. I'll be quick. I
can't
Aaron
Rodgers treatment.
My Bears hater card may get rejected, but I'm going to go ahead and go with Colson Loveland. The Giants give up a ton of points to the tight end, and I think that they have to figure that this is the guy to target in this offense.
So Bob's going to push against this Dynasty Dog Mike narrative, Bob.
Caleb's still trash. The players around him are saving him. That's
the jury's out. The jury's no. We'll see. We'll see this week. Another matchup for Caleb here with the Chicago Bears offense. I can't wait.
Oh my God.
I love it in the Dynasty DNA chat because I can't wait to get under Bob's skin because he's like, okay, here it goes. We'll get Bob fired up for the day. Everyone loves that. So get him ready for the culture shock too Sunday night. I got to get him really going. So going to go over now to the dreaded sit category for week 10. Here we go. Always play the button when we talk about dreaded sit category. So we're going to start here with the quarterback, Teixeira. Who are you going to sit as the dreaded quarterback sit for week 10? Who are you sitting down?
This one's easy for me. It's Trevor Lawrence. I'm going with Trevor Lawrence against that Houston defense. That secondary is sticky, stingy, and I think they'll keep Trevor Lawrence to a sub 20-point game. I'm going to say a ceiling of 16, probably a floor of 12. I think he's going to turn the ball over at least once, and I think this is going to be a low-scoring game that is going to be very, very disappointing if you are relying on him as your quarterback too, even in a super flex. If I can, I would be trying to pivot.
Yeah, I have to agree. We have Juan Deere asking, what's up, boys? Pick a running back, Travion Henderson or DeAndre Swift or Travis Etienne this week. If you wanted to play one of them guys, big culture, who are you going to go with?
I think I'm going to go with Henderson. I don't know that Swift coming back scares me. I want to see him play before I, anoint him. And we've been on a Monungai trend all day. And ATN against the Texans I just couldn't get it off my tongue. It's like hung up. So against Houston, their defense is pretty stout, and they're not allowing much of anything. So I think I'm just going to go with Henderson and hope that they figure it out, because I think I seen that what's his name still out again. Stevenson's still out, right?
Yes, he was ruled out.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't trust that Jennings garbage. I mean, they're going to rotate backs just because they don't want to get anybody hurt, but I prefer Henderson.
Right. I mean, where are you going with this, Teixeira? Travion Henderson, DeAndre Swift, or Travis Etienne?
I'm going to go the Henderson route. What Bob laid it out all perfectly well. I mean, Etienne is just unweighted with that matchup, and I'm fading Swift in favor of Monungai in that matchup, and I think maybe Henderson outshines both those two other guys.
Yeah, and it depends too on how well the Bears offense is clicking too. Like if they're chewing it up with Monungai and they're hitting some of these passes to Loveland and they get Rome involved a little bit, they ain't going to really need to have Swift in there and risk further injury, right? That could be another thing too you got to consider. I will give Travion the nod here one more time. The matchup's a little bit too tough with ETN for me. So yes, I have to agree. I'm going to go with Travion there by hair. If I knew Swift was healthy, I would easily take Swift, but it's just too tough. After what Monungai did last week, they don't got to force anything. And the Giants are a team I think they can run against. So, they don't got to force it. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Travion here as well. But we're going to come over to my quarterback sit as we await more questions coming in. It's going to be a guy that we talked about a little bit, a guy that I like, but I think I'm going to have a tough time trusting him this week. It's going to be J.J. McCarthy going up against the Baltimore Ravens. Look, it's not so much a J.J. McCarthy thing. It's more of a Baltimore thing. I've seen this happen with this division, this team before. I've seen the Steelers do it before. The Ravens and Steelers are very built similarly. When the Steelers were actually good and wanted to win games and cared about winning. Then they do have these hiccups. They can get back on track real quick and they can do damage, right? And I just think that the Ravens are of the attitude the Steelers left the door open. We can still win this division. They got their quarterback back. The schedule gets easier. The defense has played a little bit better, and they're trying to run Derrick Henry. So I think that, this could be a game, too, where they could keep JJ off the field. And the Ravens are a team, too, historically, that when they are playing well, don't give up a lot of garbage time either. They do well shutting that down. So I just don't see a huge ceiling for JJ this week. Love what I seen last week. Let's see him continue to grow. But this week's going to be a little bit tough for him coming up against the Ravens. I do feel that way. Big culture or quarterback that you got to sit down on the bench. Who are you sitting down?
Jordan Love on Monday night. Yeah.
Kills me.
I'm so sorry, but it's a very good matchup, and the Eagles went and did a lot in the trade deadline. I mean, I think we talked the Jets kind of stole the show by just getting them mopping the picks or whatever, but they get Jair Alexander, they got Michael Carter II, the defensive back. They went and got, man, that was a pass rusher. Who's the pass rusher? Why can't I think of his name? I can, whatever. It doesn't matter. They legitimately, I don't want to say re-up their defense, but they legitimately just added pieces to the team that was already really good.
You got Jalen Phillips.
Jalen Phillips, that's the guy. And I couldn't remember for the life of me. But yeah, they upgraded this defense. That means they're just going to be more fresh. They're going to, and Jordan Love might. I think that also, who are the Packers? Are they dominant or are they terrible? It's I don't know. They're like the Bo Nix, like the yo-yo that we were talking about earlier. I don't know. It's crazy. They needed. We talked about this either on the Culture Shock or the Thursday show, TJ. Whichever team in the NFC North decides they want to run the ball and run the ball really well, that'll be the team that runs away with this division. I hope it's Detroit because it won't be the Bears. So
Yeah, agreed. And that's a good point. I do think that they all got to get back to the basics, run the football, no doubt about it. We have DK asking here, what's up, fellas? Theo Johnson or Colston Loveland this week? Teixeira, what are you going to do here? You're going to go with Theo or Colston Loveland in the game matchup? They're each playing each other. Who do you like?
I won't overthink this one. I'm going to go Colston Loveland. I need to see a little bit more of consistency for Theo Johnson. He showed some flashes with Jackson Dart earlier this year, and I think that chemistry is still yet to come. And I think that got to keep playing off of that Loveland big game. And despite Cole Kmet being in the picture, I think that like what Bob was alluding to, they need to keep him going like a stove. Just keep putting logs on that fire, and he should do okay.
Big Culture, what do you think about this one? Theo or Colston?
Yeah, funeral snacks. The Bears are going to reluctantly win this game, and it'll be on the back of Colston Loveland dominating and Kamanungai. Yeah.
Okay, so Bob says go with Colston Loveland, DK, and he does pick the Bears to beat the Giants this week. Do you agree with that, Teixeira? You going to go with the Bears?
I would have loved to save this for tomorrow's pregame show, but spoiler alert, I'm going to go with the Bears reluctantly.
Reluctantly. So, yes, I think I have to agree. I'm going to go with the Bears. I'm going to have to go with Colston Loveland, too. But let me say, I talked about, you're visiting TJ's thrift shop. If you would have listened to all the shows coming up, Rico Dwaddle, Theo Johnson, we talked about, I am so thin on socks because I sent them all for some of these guys. Theo Johnson's like tight end 14 or 15 right now. He isn't horrible at all, been solid, but I have to agree with Bob. I mean, after what I've seen with Loveland, it's hard to take him out because you think like, okay, did he get semi unlocked in this offense, right? Is he getting healthy? Maybe he was down a little bit. We just got to see it. I got to see it again. I got to give him the nod. Theo's a decent player, but you're really hoping for a touchdown. That's really what you're shooting for. No doubt.
And as much as we're splashing on Loveland right now today, I would still take Tyler Warren in this week than Colston Loveland.
Well, I mean, I couldn't blame you for that. It's a tough matchup, and I couldn't blame you for that whatsoever. I mean, the guy is a stud, Tyler Warren, no doubt about it. But the Colts are a little bit off track. We'll see if they can get it back on track. But let's go to some running back sits. I believe that's where we let off. If my memory serves me correctly,
Yep.
Bob said sit Jordan Love in the quarterbacks. Teixeira, who are you sitting down for running back this week?
We talked about him a little bit tonight. I'm going to sit Kamani Vidal. I think that the Steelers will lock in on the running game of the Los Angeles Chargers, and I think that Vidal has one of those 10 to 12 point games as a ceiling and probably 6 to 8 for his floor. I don't see the Chargers winning this game on the ground against the Steelers. I think it's going to be a Justin Herbert, Quentin Johnston, Keenan Allen, Gadsden, Matt Conkey. And I think that Aaron Rodgers will have the moxie enough to keep this game close, and they're going to throw the ball back and forth like an old backyard game, and it should be a fun fireworks game on Sunday night.
Oh, and it could absolutely turn out that way. And if it did, it wouldn't surprise me either. But I'm just saying, for me, and I agree with you, Teixeira, it could be a 12-point game. It absolutely could be for Kamani Vidal. But I'm just thinking that he's going to get an opportunity to be in scoring position a lot, right? Just because I do see the Chargers moving the ball. Whether he does something with it or he doesn't, that remains to be seen. But I do agree with you, and I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. We'll see what happens. Let's go over now to my running back sit. I need to get the funeral music on here because it is very sad. And if Ty was here right now, he'd probably smash my computer. But I got to sit Alvin Kamara here this week. It kills Ty. I don't know what he's going to do, with the veteran running back clubhouse. It's definitely going to be upsetting to him what's going on right now. But look, we talked about that might have been the worst Alvin Kamara game we ever seen. I just can't trust him, like you guys said, until I see it more. He's someone that's just going to my bench, and it's hard when you see a name like that, but it just isn't working out right now. DK says, thanks. No, thank you, DK. We appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate the questions. It's been a great night. You guys have been awesome. Anything you need, always ask. We're there for you. Big Culture, running back that you're going to be sitting down. And I know you love these type questions when we're talking running backs. Who are you putting down on the pine this week?
Any RB that plays for the Jets or Cardinals. I don't want to play any of them.
There you go.
I love it.
And he's taking two teams and just saying they're not going in my lineup. And it probably kills you because I know you like Breece Hall, but it's definitely not a good sign what happened in the trade deadline.
Yeah, not to mention the fact that like they're going against Cleveland. I mean, they're the second or third best run defense or whatever in the league. It's pretty terrible. Like I don't want to do anything with that. I mean, he might catch a lot of passes out of the backfield because Fields will have to check down to him, but I no desire. I don't know if there's a touchdown scored in this game.
Bob says take no touchdown bet on DraftKings. If that hits, Bob, you could be cruising. But Bob, I do like the call out. I do like the fact that you picked two teams and just put them on the bench. I have to agree with you. I think that was very wise. Teixeira, let's go into some receiver talk. Receiver that you're going to sit down here. Who's it going to be?
I know we touched on him a little bit way earlier in the show, but I'm going to go Romeo Doubs on Monday night against the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the additions of the secondary that the Eagles made at the trade deadline are going to kind of hold him down pat and try to really limit his volume as far as being the safety blanket for Jordan Love since Tucker Kraft is out. We've kind of seen that when Tucker Kraft was healthy, that Romeo Doubs kind of disappeared and didn't have that role any longer. It was more of the Tucker Kraft kind of show. And even so, with him being hurt and out, I just think that the Eagles will take them to task. They'll be prepared for this game. And Jordan Love is going to have to rely on his deep ball arm with Christian Watson and more so than being able to rely on Dobbs. I got Dobbs having a 10-point game as his ceiling and probably a 5-point game as his floor. I think it's a really bad game and a real bad recipe because I think the Packers are getting humbled. They're going to be stubbornly running the ball with Jacobs and trying to get the offense going in that route, and that will limit some possessions for him to be able to have more of a ceiling performance.
Yeah, I do have to agree with you, Teixeira. I don't mind that call out as well. And, he's just such a guy that's lukewarm, hit or miss all the time. And, it does seem like we talked about Green Bay wants to get Christian Watson going. Unfortunately, what's going to happen when Jaden Reed comes back? This is the biggest mess of a wide receiver room. You could take your pick each and every week, and I can't trust that either. But let's go over here to me now. This is going to kill me personally. I mean, like I might die in this chair saying this right now, but I got to sit Jacoby Myers this week going up against the Houston Texans. And believe
get the buzzer out. I was bad against that man, and I lost a point on whistle to whistle for that take.
Well, it just like my heart got crushed. Like, like whenever you hear the news of like maybe like your girlfriend leaving you, something bad happening, like you just go have an outer body experience. Like, did I really just say that? Yes. I got to sit down Jacoby Myers. The Houston Texans, I said, this Houston Texans team scares me. He is making the transition from team to team. We'll see what happens. I do think it's going to be good long-term from Jacoby. There's going to be brighter weeks ahead, but the matchup is just too tough going up against the Houston Texans here this week. I mean, they've allowed the third fewest fantasy points per game to receivers. They've been killing guys. Fresh into this team, it's going to be a big ask. So, Jacoby, I love you. You still got your jacket. Next week will be better. We'll be preaching and being happy whenever we see him return, but it just now isn't the time. So, big culture. We got a receiver sit from you. Who do we have?
The way to avoid that, TJ, was just you didn't have to say Jacoby Myers. You could have just said Jacksonville receivers because they're playing against the Texans. You could have saved yourself some angst there. You know what I'm saying? Like could have like warmed your own heart. Just been like, I don't have to say Jacoby Myers. I could just say the whole Jacksonville defense, which is kind of what I'm going to do here. And I'm just going to go with any Bears receiver that's not Colston Loveland, because I don't know if I could trust any of them. I mean, who's going to get any of the targets? Could it be 5 targets to one guy? I mean, maybe the start is Amadeus Zacchaeus, and if that's the case, like, are you serious? That like I can't even whatever. I don't trust Caleb Williams to do the right things in this offense, and he better target Colston Loveland because that's the way they're going to win this game. When they need to throw the ball, but they need to run it every stupid play because I don't trust Caleb Williams.
Bob says high percentage. I like it though, Bob, giving advice to the Bears. I like that. So you got to listen to Big Culture. Maybe he'll warm up to you a little bit if you listen to the advice, but we got to go over. We have another question here now from Dan. Half PPR. Which two do I start? Colston Loveland, Darius Slayton, Demario Douglas, or Zach Charbonnet? I don't get why Douglas is ranked low on a lot of sites this week with Booty rolled out. And that's a good point, but it's half PPR. So he's got to start 2. Who are you starting out of that group there to share? Colston Loveland, Darius Slayton, Demario Douglas, or Zach Charbonnet? Pick 2 for me.
I'm going to go Colston Loveland and Demario Douglas will be my 2 to start.
Okay, so Teixeira is going to go with Loveland and Pop. So what do you think there, Bob? Who are you going to go with? Do you agree with Teixeira?
I think I like Pop Douglas here, right? But I think I like Slayton more, and I can't get away from Loveland. I don't trust Chicago's defense to stop Darius Slayton the whole game. And I mean, that sounds like, oh, he's he's the target magnet or whatever. No, not really. But like Slayton's good for deep passes or whatever. And I don't trust the Bears defense to be consistent on the back end. Now, I mean, if Terrell Johnson or whatever is all over him all game, maybe, but then they'll be getting ate up by Wandell. I think there's going to be a lot of plays in this game. Now, I don't know if there's going to be a lot of scoring, but I like Loveland here, and I like Demario Douglas. I mean, you honestly toss, if you want to go with these guys and go with Demario Douglas, that's cool with me because, like you said, Booty's out, and but they're going against Tampa Bay, and while their defense can be acceptable, I like their back end much more than I like the Bears back end.
Yeah, and I got to give it to Drake May as well. He can feed all these guys, and man, oh man, is he looking good. I have to agree with a lot of what Bob said and with a lot of what Teixeira said. I'm going to go with Colston Loveland and Pop Douglas as well. And yeah, he's right. Like, I don't understand why he's ranked so low this week either. But look, I think they kind of look at New England as a mini Green Bay. Like, who can we trust in this wide receiver room week for week? But sometimes you got to make a choice and decide, who to go with. And I got to go with Pop Douglas this week. So give me Pop and Colston. I have to agree with Teixeira and Bob. So Funeral Snack says Myers is a good sit. So he's on board with me there. So I have to agree. I think I made the right choice. It did kill me, though, Funeral Snacks. Everyone knows how much I love Jacoby Myers. I mean, really, I had an outer body experience. Moxie says here, start Alex Pierce, Colston Loveland, or Tyrone Tracy. We are getting a lot of Colston Loveland questions here tonight.
Loving the Loveland.
I love it with
these Bears are just getting so much.
I love it with Bob and Teixeira on here. So, okay, Teixeira, part one, Alec Pierce, Colston Loveland, or Tyrone Tracy. Who are you plugging in?
Me?
Yeah, I'm going with you.
Yeah, he asked with
you.
Oh,
just out of spite now, I'm going Alec Pierce. I'll take the wild card in the international game. We've given Loveland enough love.
So while I want to just be like, oh yeah, I'll do that out of spite, as an advice, I don't trust any of these overseas games to produce a lot of points. So I'm going to go with Colston Loveland, like we've been talking about the whole time. Tyrone Tracy could actually be a decent start if you needed like a third running back or something, because the Bears generally don't do very well against running backs. So, but I'll go with Colston Loveland.
Okay, I got to go Colston Loveland too. And we see Ronald putting in there the bear down. I love it, man.
Yeah, the Bears are down. That's true.
Yeah.
They're down.
Don't worry, Ron. I got your back with these two. I try to keep them on.
Don't get this network going, Ron. Don't give them any more glaze.
If there's a dividing line, it's Kyle Pitts and the Bears.
That's why we got to listen to all the shows on Spotify, Apple Pod, and all the podcasting networks every week. You can always hear some entertaining stuff with that with Dynasty DNA Fantasy Football. Joe asks here, Dart or Caleb Williams this week in the snow game? We got another question coming up here. There's a lot of questions about this game. Who are you going to go with in this situation, Bob?
Dart. I don't trust Caleb Williams.
Okay.
I don't know if I will be completely wrong. So don't maybe listen to my advice here because I'm disdain against Caleb Williams, but I'm going to go with Dart.
Okay. So what do you think about this, Teixeira? Caleb Williams or Dart? Who are you going to go with? I can't wait to hear your answer.
Funeral Snacks is getting hot. Like he's sending emojis about waiting for us to like be squirming in our chairs.
I'm going to play home field advantage, and I'm going to go Caleb
Williams. He spit it out. I like it. And what was the stat I sent you guys last week?
I don't know. But
there's one quarterback that's finished quarterback one overall twice. But, Bob is right. It has been hit or miss. Now, I like to give these guys a hard time. And Caleb does have to clean up. He does have inconsistencies, thing like that. But, with Dart, it's the same thing. My big thing is if they can't get the running game going, the Giants, I am concerned, right? I know the Bears can get it going. Now, will they? Like Bob said, if they do, they'll be able to throw off play action, open up Colston Loveland. So I do lean Caleb Williams in the situation.
It's very close for me.
Oh, it is close. And it's a home game, too. I think that's another thing I feel a little more comfort with. But you could really flip a coin. I could see them both getting maybe 22-ish type points. I could see a world where that happens. But I think I'm going to lean Caleb there. I just believe that the Bears will run it better, and that will help him. So we have K-Dog asking, what's up, guys, for the Chicago-New York game? Do you think the weather will play a factor? I got Slayton for my flex. Okay, Bob, you were talking about Slayton. How concerning is the weather to you if you had Slayton in a flex position? Is it very concerning, semi-concerning? Where are you at?
So in almost every situation, the snow or rain benefits the offense because they know where they're going. The defense doesn't. They're the ones that have to react with their feet and all that shenanigans, and they're more likely to slip and fall and everything like that. So I like Slayton. I've picked him a couple of times in some of these questions. I think that Dart's going to have to lean on him because they really don't have much besides him and Wandell. So, yeah, I mean, the inconsistencies of Theo Johnson and Daniel Bellinger lead to Slayton having to be a little bit more effective. And Dart likes him enough. He's targeting him. This offense is going to be amazing when they got Neighbors back, in my opinion. So, but that's next year.
Yeah, Bob's excited for next year for the Giants offense. Low key, we'll be talking about it a lot this offseason, I'm sure. But do you agree to share with what Bob had to say about the weather? Because, I'm going to put my 2 cents in before you answer. Like, I remember watching a game, I believe it was like 2008 or 2009. The Tennessee Titans were playing at the New England Patriots. Now, we're not saying that Jackson Dart's Tom Brady, but I remember when Bill Belichick talked to Tom Brady and said, they'll never rush you in this shit, being in the snow. And that is true. Like what Bob said about maybe benefiting the offense more than you think. Wind is the only problem, right? With the ball and the throw. And like the snow actually could help this passing game as far as like the pass rush can't get going. Could help both quarterbacks. Do you agree with that, Teixeira?
Yeah. I look forward to Bob later on this week just breaking this down possibly on a Blackboard session. This would be nice to get a little bit more further in depth and dissect this because it is fascinating because it has a fantasy impact on all of us.
Yeah, we got to get Big Culture on the Blackboard again for the deep dive. He will be there, no doubt about it. The Big Bob's Blackboard. Funeral Snack says Douglas is playing in honor of a loved one, so I'll bet he'll be extra juice. I hope so. That would be great. And I hope he does have a good game because sometimes that helps, and with your spirit and everything. I love Pop Douglas. Hopefully that goes well for him. Ronald asks, would you gents start Travion Henderson over Kimani Vidal, Kyle Monangai? So there you go. If you could start Travion Henderson over either of them two, Bob, are you making the move?
I think I'd start him over Vidal. I mean, I know that we've talked about it, and I know you're high on Vidal, and I don't know, man. Like it depends on which Pittsburgh team shows up, and I think that we've waxed poetic about Kyle Monangai enough tonight that would be one that we're more than likely and going to keep in. I like Travion Henderson, but like it's still a dart throw. Like right, it's a it's a good dart throw, but Vidal, man, like it. I think that it can be successful, but I also know that offensive line's beat up like crazy for the Chargers, and I also know that Jonathan Taylor's is like one of the best running backs in the league, and the Pittsburgh Steelers throttled him down last week. So pessimistic, TJ over here is going to say keep Vidal in, but
I can't wait for this Steelers Chargers game Sunday night. I cannot. This is going to be awesome.
Yeah, we start doing live streams whenever Mike. Yeah, we'll get that going here. So
I mean, you're not wrong about being upset by your team. I mean, like there's some absolute ridiculousness that's going on in Pittsburgh. I don't disagree with you, but they just shut down the best offense in the league. It was junk time points or whatever at the end. So it's like, and it's not just anybody. I mean, it's like you're talking about Jonathan Taylor. I mean,
if we did that against the Bills or the Chiefs, I'd be more excited. Let me just say that. But I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but let me just say this. Like, I love Travion Henderson, but I just don't think I could take either of those two out. Like, it's just like last week was supposed to be the week. It just didn't happen. I think the big thing is, too, it isn't just so much Travion. I think Drake May is just so good. They don't have to run it. You know what I mean? Like, he can just throw it 35, 40 times, and they're just fine. So,
look, could Travion be the next Alvin Kamara, where he doesn't really run the ball super effectively and just catches the piss out of it?
Could be. Definitely could.
I mean,
or he could be the next
who is-
Swift. I said that too.
Who was the guy that New England had? Why can't I think of the dude's name?
Kevin Falk.
Was it White?
But yeah. What was his first name?
Ah,
James White.
oh my, yeah,
like legitimately, like way more pass catcher than he ever was a running back. That it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, we're talking about the same offensive coordinator that's been there 105 years. I mean, like.
So we have
James White was awesome.
That was a great question, but for me, Ron, I'm going to stick with Vidal and I'm going to stick with Monangai. If it was me, I just think that they have more line share opportunities, and I know they're in offenses that like to run the ball, and I think that they could have opportunities to score. I trust it. I've seen it. I just trust it more. We have Rick asking, hello, gentlemen. Hello, Rick. Need some help, please. Pick 2 for the flex. Quentin Johnston, Keenan Allen, out Pierce, Tez Johnson, or Tet McMillan. Thanks. So let me start this out, Rick, by saying if it's me, no doubt I'm going Keenan Allen. I'm going Tet McMillan. Number the 2 that I'm going to go with. Look, Alec Pierce could be 2 hit or miss. It's the early game in London. Quentin Johnson, hit or miss, could do damage, but I think Keenan Allen's going to eat this game. And I think Tet McMillan's just too reliable for me to take him out of my lineup. Where are you at with that, Teixeira? Are you on board?
Right there with you, Tej.
Okay, so Teixeira's with me. Bob, any difference in opinion?
Nope, exactly the same. First 2 names I thought of.
Okay, so we're all in agreement there. And we also have...
We're goats.
Yeah, and I
don't
said...
know if that's an insult or not.
No, I said these guys are the goats because they're the ones that ask the questions, and we so
everyone tonight has been goats. This is awesome, and thank you.
Yeah, the subscribers, the likes have been great, guys. I mean, I can't thank you guys enough. You are the goats.
That's a great name.
Yeah, sober.
What is it?
Sober thoughts.
Yeah, so, and you know, we always appreciate the questions. They keep rolling in. We'll keep answering them. Devon Achane or Hampton in a dynasty vacuum. Who are you going to go with here? You are going to pick Bob, Devon Achane or Marion Hampton?
I'm going to go with Hampton, and you don't like it. So, yeah, I just don't. I don't trust Achane's body, whether he's been a stud this year or not. Hampton's in the right situation this year. Okay, sure, he's hurt. Comes back healthy. They get the offensive line healthy. Hopefully, that all stays healthy. You know, maybe they'll be able to move Trevor Penning. And I don't know if he's on a long-term. I don't think he's on a long-term deal or whatever that they just acquired him. But if they move him into the left guard spot and they got Alt back and Slater back, man, this team's going to be cooking with, you know, gas when the offensive line's back. And it's doing pretty well now with the hodgepodge, you know, it's put together with, you know, but bubble gum and duct tape. So, yeah.
So, Teixeira, Bob's going to go with Marion Hampton long-term from a dynasty context over Devon Achane. Are you in agreement with him?
I am leaning. The injury worries me because I know it's a soft tissue one, and I know it happened earlier this year, but like, I know we're worried that Achane's been hurt before, but he's been significantly healthy this year and avoided the injury bug somehow. And as much as I don't like the other assets around that Miami area and what's going on with that team in general, I still think that Devon Achane, long-term in dynasty, as the career comes out, I think Devon Achane is still going to be the better dynasty in fantasy football than Marion Hampton's going to be. I mean, I know it's a better situation with the Chargers. If he were to somehow get out of the Miami Dolphins at some point, which we know they like to hold their players hostages, as we can tell from this last deadline, I think I'm going with Devon Achane just because I've seen it. I love the ability and the talent, even though the situation's piss poor.
So, look, I have to agree. And I'm not going to say it's far off, though, because it's not. But, I think...
Me too.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely close. But my thing is we've seen Devon Achane do it with garbage, right? Like, Marion Hampton is on a great team, great offensive line. I've said it a million times. You flip-flop him and Quinshon Judkins, we wouldn't even be talking about Marion Hampton right now. I mean, Quinshon Judkins with the Chargers would be amazing. My thing is the injuries. You know, I don't know how long. I mean, Devon Achane too, but I lean HM, but I would rather sell them both long term. Like if I get either of them, I wait for that blow up game. I sell them to a contender, get two 2027 firsts, and draft some of them great wide receivers. Because long term dynasty, that's the move that I think is amazing, right? So like if I have either of them, I'm waiting for them to pop off. And if I'm a bad team, I'm moving them and I'm getting them 2027 picks. I'm taking them receivers. I think Bob can agree with that.
Well, I wanted to comment kind of, when you guys were talking about I think it was whistle to whistle maybe or whatever. When some of these guys talking, you were talking about Waddle being hostage or whatever. Like the thing is like if they go get another quarterback, man, they're going to want to have somebody to throw to, right? You know what I mean? They don't have Tyreek Hill anymore. I mean, are you going to count on Mike Gesicki to be your wide receiver one? So, I mean, like even if you go get a new quarterback and then go get a new wide receiver, it's like you're just really committing to starting all the way over if they were to trade Waddle. Like I know everybody, me and TJ had this discussion, like us fantasy players want all the good players to go to the 8 good teams. And you know what I mean? And it's like, but that really can't happen. I mean, so it's like, there's gotta be good players on garbage teams.
But let me just say, I agree with you, Bob. I agree with you absolutely as far as what you're saying with Jalen Waddle. We're selfish reasons we'd like to see these players move. But when we get to the HN, Amari and Hampton talk, I don't trust either of them super long term.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I would have
we're all on
totally
the
agree
same
with you.
page.
If I didn't say that there, I meant to say it. Yeah, I totally agree. I'm a sell running backs guy. So either one of them could be off my team, post haste.
Post haste. Yeah, get you.
Just give it the. He got the Amazon Prime level. He's shipping them up next day.
Get me 2 of them 2027 first and maybe a player or something. That would be a great move if you can move them guys. Long term as a rebuilder, I don't want either of them long term. Give me them picks. Let me take some receivers. George Play asks, "Sup guys? Need a receiver, non-PPR. Marcus Golden, Darius Slayton, Demario Douglas. We talked about it a lot. Give me Pop Douglas this week. I know Bob likes Slayton. I think that might be where he goes. Bob, are you going to go that direction?
Yeah, I think so. Especially in non-PPR, you're just hoping for a touchdown. So, yeah, I'll go Slayton.
Good point as well. Good point. That makes it a lot closer now that you say that, but I do think I still lean Pop, but it is very close. What do you think, Teixeira? It's an update from my computer. Just don't worry about that. We got a little sound effect.
Breaking news. Teixeira is going to take Pop Douglas as well. If Golden was playing better, I probably would lean Golden, but that was nice timing.
Hey, you got to give my old computer credit, man. We've been rocking for almost 3 hours. And
I don't want to hear about this Wisconsin internet from people. It's hanging in there. It's hanging tough.
That's right. So Pop Douglas, 2 Pop Douglases for George, 1 Darius Slayton. I would say, though, it's close for me and Teixeira. You could probably flip a coin non-PPR, right? Like if you want to go Slayton, I couldn't
None of
blame
these are
you.
like wild spectrums. It's very close, these questions you guys are asking. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Phil asked, getting frozen rain or snow in South Bend right now. So
I don't think that's a question. He's our weather man. So
yeah, he's telling us. He's telling us.
Get him on the network. Philip Hutchinson, weatherman from Dynasty DNA.
Hey, that's good to know, though. We know it's coming, right? We know it's out there.
It's coming.
So we have O Serious asking, pick 2 flex, DJ Moore, DK, and Jawan Jennings. So you got to flex 2 of them guys, Bob. Who you flexing out?
Well, I done said I'm sitting the Chicago Bears wide receiver, so I'm going to go with DK and Jawan Jennings.
Okay, Teixeira, any difference in opinion from you?
I'm going to go DK and DJ Moore. I'm so out on Jawan Jennings. I've never been a Jawan Jennings guy. I can't. And I think that if, DJ Moore pulls one out of his ass, that's more likely to happen than Jawan Jennings. I don't know. I'm the wrong guy to ask a question to have him in the, because I hate the Bears as much too, but I just feel like DJ Moore is a better quality wide receiver than Jawan Jennings.
Oddly enough, I know everyone's thinking this is a tough matchup for DK Metcalf, and it is, but he's the target hog on that team. You cannot sit him just based off of target share. I got to play him, and I think I'm going to play DJ Moore. I'm just going to play my 2 best players. I have to agree with that. I mean, we'll see what happens. It could be hit or miss with the 49ers.
I don't feel good about it, but
yeah, I mean, I don't feel great about it either. I just don't think there's a huge disparity there. If the Jennings matchup was way better, I would feel way better about it. I don't think the matchup's too great. So we have JAC asking, Start 2 in 3/4 point PPR. Quinshawn Judkins, Kyron Williams, and Derrick Henry. So you got to start 2 there, boy. That is a tough choice. You know,
we start with Bob.
Bob, you can go on.
I'm just going to go Judkins and Henry. Like, I just don't. I know we talked about Kyron going off against the 49ers the last time they played him, but I can't get away from Judkins playing the Jets. That team's going to be bad. And, like, I think if the Ravens are going to be successful, they're going to rely on Derrick Henry. And if they get a lead, Derrick Henry, and I mean, there's snow in Vermont, right? Like if they're starting to get snow on the ground, Derrick Henry, as the footballers call him, the Yeti, is going to come out and he's going to start just doing what he does.
The abominable snowman. I can definitely see that. So what do you think about that? Where are you going to go with here?
I'm going to go Judkins and Henry as well. I know Kyron Williams had the big blow-up game, but I just know that he's susceptible to being a bonehead too. And I can see it happening. And I'd rather take Judkins in the easy matchup. If he's for sure 100% healthy, good to go, full workload, and Henry taking advantage of that Vikings defense.
Yeah, I mean, look, it is very, very tight here. I'd hate to sit any of these guys that make me sick to my stomach. I think I'm going to stick with you guys, though, because Kyron Williams is probably the most hit or miss option here. But it is a very, very good matchup where he's done well before.
Yeah.
But I do think that I got to start the 2 power backs, a little bit cooler weather. We talk about the Jets. They are just so eaten up. Like, they're going to respond one of 2 ways, and I don't think it'll be the way that people hope. So give me Quinshawn, give me Derrick Henry. I'm in agreement with that. I'm with you guys. Let's go over now to JAC asking, start 1 wide receiver, 0.75 PPR. We have Jameson Williams or Wan'Dale Robinson. Go ahead and give me Wan'Dale Robinson here, right? We talk about Jameson Williams, hit or miss. Wan'Dale's a reliable guy. Any difference in opinion, Bob?
No, I think they're going to run the ball like crazy in Detroit, or Washington and Detroit running the ball.
Yeah, do you agree, Teixeira? You've been saying it.
I'm going Wan'Dale. I'm sticking with my method of madness here. If I have the finger on the pulse, and it just tells me they're not going to let Jahmyr Gibbs go for 22 yards back-to-back weeks. I think they're going to get him going and get him the ball early and often. And I think that the odd man out is JMO. I think Sam Laporta has a bigger game than he does.
Okay, there you have it. I'm in agreement. So we have a Wan'Dale sweep there. We have Michael asking or saying weather in Chicago, slight chance of snow, wind 15 miles per hour, no worries. Okay, so he's saying it might not be as bad as people are saying. So we'll see when it comes to the snow. We have Osirius saying I'm projected to win by 13 right now. Okay. So the DJ Moore floor play doesn't sound awful against the shitty Giants defense. Well, that's it. Like, if you do feel good where you're at, we know DJ Moore's the ultimate floor guy, so I have no problems there. A lot of the same players popping up. We have Faye asking DJ Moore, Jameson Williams, or Jawan Jennings at the flex here. I got to go DJ Moore. I just have to. After what I seen last week, I know I'm going against Bob, but Jameson's boom or busty as can be. We know Jennings could disappear. Same type of deal. I'll just take the reliability of Moore. I'll see what happens. Bob, you going to go Jawan Jennings if I had to guess?
Yeah, I think so. And it was funny, the floor of DJ Moore is wide receiver 49, and the ceiling is wide receiver 4, but that's the only top 10 game he's – hold on a minute. Only top 28 week he's had. Everything above – he's been 29 or worse the rest of the year.
But it's a good matchup, though. It is a good matchup on paper. So
yeah, that's true. So, but
we'll see what happens. I mean, I do get what you're saying, but maybe we're trying to. Maybe they found themselves a little bit. We'll see. I mean, we're not going to get too far ahead of ourselves, but maybe they found themselves. Teixeira, Bob's going Jawan Jennings. I'm going DJ Moore. Who you going?
I don't know if we're helping Faye out this well, because I'm going Jameson Williams. I think out of those 3 guys, Jameson Williams finds pay dirt more than likely than those other 2 guys. But
all right, you're going the big boomer bust play. But yeah, I mean that's a good group of players. I mean, they all could score right around 12 points. Right. Be shocked.
Yeah, realistically, that's my range. I have is 8 to 12.
Yeah, so we got one of each for him, and we'll see which way he feels. CV Modi saying Bateman or Warren at the flex. So this one's easy. Definitely give me Warren. I don't think that's even close, in my opinion. Where are you going, Bob?
Is that Tyler Warren or is it
I think he
I'd
said
take Jalen
QJ
Warren.
Bateman or Warren because I see his follow-up message is
Oh,
QJ.
okay.
QJ Bateman or Warren? I'm still either between. I mean, I guess I would take either Warren. I think you're right. I think I would take Jalen Warren or Tyler Warren. I don't know if I trust QJ right now with Orlando Gatson going off. I think Keenan Allen's probably the more reliable target, always has been, and Bateman is so hit or miss or whatever with that team. I don't know. He could absolutely blow up and could absolutely score no points.
That's for sure. What do you think there, Teixeira? Are you going to go with the Warrens? Either one? Where are you going with that?
I am going Jalen Warren confidently out of those options. I think that he's going to have himself a flex-worthy day.
It's Tyler
Tyler Warren?
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Then yeah, same. Yeah, I'll eat Taco Bell with Tyler Warren this week in Europe.
That's right. Taco Bell, tight ends and touchdowns. Give me Tyler Warren. Even in a tough matchup, I can't bench him for them two guys. Let's go ahead and see. PC got a question here. This one's going to kill you, Teixeira. Sam Darnold or Jared Goff this week?
I'm going Sam Darnold. I think that Goff isn't just going to be able to like throw it all over the place. In these last couple of matchups, he's been playing underwhelmingly and a little bit disappointing. He's been hard to throw in there in your quarterback 2 spot in a super flex league, and you're certainly having concerns if you're trying to rely on him as your QB1 these last few performances. This week included, I just don't see a ceiling for him this week. I got Goff at 21 points as a ceiling, or of 12. I think it's going to be a heavily run upon game. Maybe he gets points inflated by Jahmyr Gibbs catching a touchdown pass or two out of the backfield, or there's a dink off, dump off Amon-Ra St. Brown touchdown. But regardless, I just don't see it happening. Whereas Sam Darnold's going to be hucking and chucking all over the place because that run game, as we've talked numerously about, that Seattle Seahawks is piss poor and it's disappointing as hell. So I'm going to lean Darnold.
Bob, any difference from you?
You know, things pop into my brain, and when he said dink off, all I could think about was like midget wrestling. Like it's a dink off, like ding 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 ding, but whatever. Darnold and Monangai for me in that question.
Okay, so you skipped ahead. You're taking Monangai, which I will too.
I thought
I'll take Monangai as well, and I'm going to take Jared Goff because the matchup is just so good. I mean, like I gotta trust him here. Like, and look, I know what the Seahawks did. Everyone's excited, but like, look, we got to temper expectations a little bit. At some point, it could be a little bit rougher, sailing here. So this is a tough divisional matchup. I think this could be just one of them QB trap Sam Darnold 16-17 type of games. Not going to be terrible, but it's going to be hard to duplicate what we've seen last week. Jared Goff, I mean, this is a very good matchup. I'll ride with him one more time. Where are you at on this? Are you going Darnold, Bob? Is that what you said, right?
Yeah, I go Darnold. I think that I just think that Jared Goff's going to hand the ball off a lot in this game. I mean, it is a great matchup. I just don't see him throwing the ball very much.
And it depends. Can the playmakers bust one? Amon-Ra, Sam Laporta, right? If they can get loose, that could really inflate Goff's numbers, but he's got the guys that could do it. So, Teixeira, I know you're probably going Monangai over QJ at the flex for PC.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we got one Goff in Monangai, and we got two Darnold in Monangai for PC. Funeral Snack says DJ Moore is rushing upside and passing upside.
Oh boy, here we go.
Just a shout out here to Funeral Snacks. He's been in this chat room a long time. Thank you.
I love it.
Yeah,
keep hanging with us, Funeral.
Yeah, we love having him. PC, any weather concerns for Darnold? Also, is Odunze safe to play with weather, snow? Look, I mean, we talked about this with the Chicago Bears. It could be hit or miss. If he's the best player you have, I have no problem playing him. Sometimes you have to do that, right? But we talked about the weather. It could be there. It could be there. I think it could help the passing game a little bit more than people think. So if I have Rome Odunze, I have no problem firing him up. Sam Darnold, I don't know what the weather is going to be like. I think it was Arizona or Seattle. Where is that game? Is it in Seattle?
In Seattle.
Okay.
Seattle.
I don't think the West Coast is more of a concern than the Midwest. So I'm going to say I'm not too concerned for the weather for Sam Darnold, but it is something to watch, because we've been talking about the Midwest weather a lot.
It stops raining in Seattle? I thought it always rained in Seattle.
It could rain in Seattle, but it's not snow and wind and hail and everything else. So, but we got them coming in fast and furious here. We got to keep trucking through. Judkins going seal clubbing. That's at funeral. So
careful now. We're gonna have PETA take away, and he's gonna get more in trouble. And we're gonna blame TJ for Judkins getting in trouble with PETA.
Yeah, they'll get me and Judkins for that, and then my guys will be in trouble again. We have Jason Poole asking here: Kyle Monunga, Brees, Tech, Keenan, or Kittle for my flex PPR. My tight end 1 is Warren. My running back 1, CMC. Running back 2, Judkins. Okay, so who are you going to put in the flex PPR there, Bob? Who are you going with?
Monunga.
Oh, he's sticking with it. Teixeira.
I'm going Tech. I think he's going to get the volume and the opportunities, and now that he's been reported that he's fully healthy and good to go for Sunday, I like the matchup against New Orleans.
Okay, you're going to go with Tech. I'm going to go with Keenan K. Allen. I've been saying it. He's going to chew the Steelers. He's going to beat them up and take their lunch money, this secondary. I'm telling you right now.
Borderline seal clubbing?
He could. I don't think it's going to be that bad, but I think it will be bad. Give me Keenan Allen. So we got a Tet, we got a Keenan, and we have a Manung guy there.
Pour one out for my boy Brees.
Jason, you got a good problem. I think all those are not bad options.
Yeah, I think they all could definitely get points. Definitely a good problem to have. We have CV Modi, Seahawks defense or Bills. So we'll start there. Are you going to go with Seattle or Buffalo on defense this week, Bob?
Remind me who Buffalo's. Oh, the Buffalo Bills, man. They're playing the Dolphins. They're hot garbage. Yeah, sorry.
So Bob's going Buffalo. He's going for the beef. What do you think, Teixeira? You in agreement with Bob?
Everywhere that I have defensive players or defensive teams in matchups, I'm starting the Bills wherever I can. So I'm going Bills.
Yeah, the matchup's too good. You got to start Buffalo. I'm in agreement. So it's a clean sweep. He has Kittle also. Should I start Kittle and Tyler Warren over QJ still, or start QJ over one of them? Yeah, I'm going to start Tyler Warren and George Kittle. We talked about flexing these tight ends. Give me both of them. Bob agrees. I see him shaking his head.
Yeah.
Teixeira, you're in agreement, I believe?
Hear ye. I'm all aboard.
Okay, so that's a clean sweep for CV Modi. Ryan Scott, help sit one.
Okay,
let's see here.
Somewhere.
All right, right there it is. Right there it is.
There it is. Found it.
Devonna Smith, Drake London, Garrett Wilson, or Michael Pittman. You got to sit one on the bench, Bob. Who are you going to sit down out of that group of studs?
My favorite player of that whole bunch, I'm going to have to sit Garrett Wilson. I can't trust the New York Jets right now. And I love the Garrett Wilson and I love Justin Fields. But right now, until they put a string together, I can't do it.
Okay, so there you go. Teixeira, are you in agreement sitting down Garrett Wilson?
Yep. Two of my favorite players in the NFL are both on the worst situations of all time, and it's the Jets. You have to sit Garrett Wilson here. It's frustrating as hell. He's probably...
I love it too. I love seeing the Justin Fields toilet explosion. I talk about that. I love it. And you guys
are a diarrhea mess in the bathroom.
Yeah, but I agree with you guys. This
still got hope. It's
just blunt hope. Yeah, a little wee bit. But let me just say this: the Jets situation is very dire. I mean, I think this team could definitely maybe just stop playing a little bit. I'm not going to say it happens every game. But before we go into the next question, let me just say 264 subscribers. We hit 21 new subscribers tonight. You guys have been awesome. Keep that up. We appreciate it. We'll answer any question you have. You guys are the best.
So it's not easy, but it sure is fun.
That's right. That's right. We have JAC asking Theo Johnson or Jerry Jeudy at flex and full PPR. Give me Theo Johnson. This Browns.
Twice.
Oh my God, this Browns team. I mean,
remember when everyone was talking poetic of Jerry Jeudy at the end of last season? Oh, he's going back to revitalization. The wide receiver too. He's just whatever. Nah, he is what he was in Denver.
Yeah, he definitely pulled the mask off. It's like Scooby Doo. Oh, it's Jerry Jeudy. Mask off. There it is. So yes, give me Theo Johnson. Even with the Jets being depleted, I just can't risk Jerry Jeudy in my lineup. He's saying Bucky being out and the Cowboys bye week is killing me. Oh, I've been there, man. I hope it works out for you. Start Theo Johnson as of now. I think he has a better chance of finding the end zone. I agree.
Yeah.
I have to agree. You nailed it. Funeral Snacks already have film on Darnold versus Cardinals. Yes, that is very important. Got to keep that in mind. We talk about division games. We have Ruben here. Ruben 2, pick 3, AJ Brown, Nico Collins, Michael Pittman, Courtland Sutton. So you got to sit one down, Bob. Pick 3, AJ Brown, Nico Collins, Pittman, or Sutton. Who are you going to sit out of that group? If you had to pick one to sit down, who are you going to sit?
Ruben, this confuses me a little bit because Sutton's already played, so I'm definitely going to play AJ Brown, Nico Collins, and Pittman.
Oh, that's a good point. I never thought of that. So yeah, I mean,
Oh,
so yeah, okay.
was
So yeah,
terrible. I never saw Sutton on the field, so I didn't know. Did he play?
Yeah, they barely played that whole team.
they barely played. Yeah,
there was a football.
Better be on the
but I
culture
don't
shock
know if that
tomorrow.
game was actually played.
yeah, absolutely. So I guess you got to go that way. I mean, look, even if you're talking value wise, I'm taking them 3 guys.
Yeah,
I guess over at Courtland Sutton. It kills me to say that. I think Courtland Sutton's a solid player, but even if you're saying pick 3 to keep, I'm picking them 3. Right? I mean, we're all
we can turn it like that. Yeah. How about pick 3 to keep in Dynasty?
Yeah.
Still the same.
Yeah. Them are still the same.
Still
I'm
same,
taking.
yeah.
Yeah. So we have Roan asking here, JCM, Singletary, Terrell Jennings. I know this is not pretty. No, believe me, Roan, it's okay because we've all been there. I mean, you're still at the bottom of the barrel. I've had teams injuries and stuff like that. Bye weeks, it sucks. But I mean, look, if it's me at this point, I got to go JCM, cross my fingers and toes and hopes it works out because he's going to see the most volume out of these 3 players. Whether he does anything with it or not, it remains to be seen. There could be some garbage time possibility. Maybe Mariota checks it down to him a little bit. Bob, any difference in opinion on your part there?
I hate picking the one guy I like the most, but yeah, JCM. I mean, it's like I think the matchup's terrible for him, but like you're not wrong, Roan. This is not pretty. It's pretty god awful. So you got to go with JCM here.
Yeah, and it sucks when you're in this position. I've been there before, but maybe he pulls out a miracle for you.
That's right.
Teixeira, do you agree?
I don't see JCM or Bill pulling out a miracle against that Lions defense this weekend, and that alone leans. I have to. I'm practicing what I preach. I've had to implement Terrell Jennings out of desperation in a lot of my lineups and my matchups because of bye weeks. Doesn't feel good, but I picked him up for a reason off waivers because Mike Vrabel has a chub for him for some reason over Travion Henderson. So he found the end zone and shocked the hell out of me, and I can see Vrabel doing the same thing. They get to the 5-yard line. They're like, hey, Hendo, you can sit on the bench. We got Jennings. Everything's okay. He falls in for like 6-7 points.
Oh, we'll see what happens. So we got 2 JCMs, 1 Jennings. Hope it works out for your own. I hate when that happens. I've been there. Funeral Snack says, just hanging out, great conversations, perspectives. Yeah, definitely. And we love having you. You've been a blast to talk with.
Check us out tomorrow morning and then in the afternoon with Bob's Culture Shock. Keep hanging out.
All Sundays and Saturday nights we're around talking this stuff. Paul D asks, hey, and his question's down here. I seen it. Can you 3 studs? Oh, I really hope he's warming us up, man. Paul, we really appreciate that. Can you help discuss these options? Half PPR, Travion Henderson or Pittman Jr., full PPR, Travion Henderson and Rome. So we'll start with the first one. Travion Henderson or Michael Pittman. We talk about the early game over there in Germany. Does that sway you any, or are you going to stick with Michael Pittman here, Bob, and a half PPR?
Half PPR, I think I'm going to lean Travion Henderson just because he may run the ball. I like Pittman. I just hate these overseas games, and I'm going to be wrong, but like there's only been one team that scored like more than 20 points, and it was the Rams. And it's, I don't know, the overseas games scare the piss out of me in half PPR. It's like unless he gets in the end zone, which he has done quite a bit this year.
Yeah. And we talk about it, man. Like this Atlanta defense is good too, but I think I got to stick with Hold Reliable. I got to stick with my jacket holder. Number 11 in your programs, number 1 in my heart. I got to go with Michael Pittman.
I love it.
Teixeira, where are you going with that one?
I'm keeping the jacket on. I'm going with Michael Pittman Jr. here. I think that talent will win out, and I think opportunity. He's starting. He's going to be on the field more. He's going to have more opportunities, and until Vrabel, turns the other cheek, I gotta go with the wide receiver here.
Yeah, absolutely. And wide receiver 6 on the year for Michael Pittman. That's for Dynasty Dog Mike and Wiz. The disrespect they shown that man. And then we have a full PPR, Travion Henderson or Rome. So now you're in a full PPR situation. Where are you going on this one, Teixeira?
I think I'm gonna go Rome, but I don't like it though. I don't like. I want to say Henderson, but if Caleb, hits the dart on Rome and decides to give him the ball this week, I think he outscores Travion Henderson.
Okay, so you're going to go with Rome. Bob, you're going to stick with your stance, or you're going to go with Travion here?
So in the two formats, right? In half PPR, the running backs got to be more valuable. So if I was going to go Travion there, I got to go Travion here. And I just don't trust I don't know if Rome's going to get 100 yards or if he's going to get 5 yards or no yards. So it's like, I don't know. That's just my opinion. And I've been wrong more than 100 times in my life. So I'll go ahead and go with Travion and stick with it.
Okay. And I agree with you. I'm going to go with Rome. I'm going to go agree with Teixeira here. Give me the receiver again. Rome Odunze, Michael Pittman's where I'm going. Teixeira agrees. Bob's going Travion and both, so a little bit of difference in opinion. Jason says, thanks, guys. Brand new to the channel. Thank you, Jason. We've got a great group of subscribers tonight, up to 268. You guys keep popping that number off. We appreciate that. 25 new ones tonight. Unbelievable. You guys are the legends. We appreciate that. But we're going to go back up here now, and we're going to go to Ryan again. Help, sit one. Devon is.
We did that one already. Yeah.
I think we're on AJ.
So, yeah.
I got PC, right? I thought
we're on PC. Yeah, we're on PC. Is the Monangai preference due to the hot hand? Comment from Ben Johnson. I couldn't believe my eyes when I flexed Monangai last week. Yeah, it was a pleasant surprise. Teixeira's been talking about Kyle Monangai a lot.
For weeks.
Again, guys, if you haven't, join us Sunday mornings for the Dynasty DNA Morning Show. Join us for the Culture Shock with Bob here on YouTube. And if you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Pod, Dynasty DNA, we talk about this stuff every week, 4 or 5 shows a week. Teixeira's been on this. So do you think that the hot hand stays with Kyle Monangai, Teixeira? I know you're a believer.
Absolutely. I think Ben Johnson's going to stay true to his word. He's going to trot out Monangai out there to start, and he's going to give Swift some drives or some opportunities. But if Monangai keeps this pace and keeps this momentum, I think it forces him to keep Swift on the sidelines or utilize him differently in the playbook, have him play in the slot or just in 2-back sets. But I tend to lean on the sentiment that Ben Johnson's changing things there, and he will do what he wants to do. And if it's Monangai, so be it. But I just know that Monangai is his guy. He brought him in here under this regime, and Swift isn't his guy, and he's cast him off once before. So is what it is.
Yep, and that is the truth. And hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And we've seen that with Rico Dwaddle. We've seen the change with Carolina. So do you agree with that, Bob?
So what I was going to say, and I'm trying to look it up, I think that we're looking at the Chicago Bears version of Sonic and Knuckles, right? So I think Swift's more the pass catching back, but I wanted to look and kind of, not to speak out of tone or anything like this. 5, 3, 4, 6, 3, 2, 1, or 3, 1, 2, or whatever. And of course that was before he got a little dinged up or whatever. That's his targets, right? So, and before Monangai, obviously the game against Washington, the game against New Orleans, he ran for over 100 yards before he got dinged up. So, it could just be a two-headed running back, man. They ran for 200 plus yards last week. And I know a little bit of that was Caleb Williams or whatever last week. So it's like,
the Bengals defense.
It was the Bengals defense. But I think that this team needs and wants to run the ball. Ben Johnson came from Detroit. You all know this, and they had that running back combination. And I think they're probably going to do it again. But I think just coming off the injury, I think Swift's probably going to be a little throttled down this week, and he probably will ramp up and be a little bit more of a part of it. It's probably going to be like I would think that it probably ends up being like a 60-40 Monangai on the ground, Swift in the air, that type of thing.
Yep, and it's like a watered-down version, like you said, what they have in Detroit, and I agree with that. And, if you have him, be thankful. I think he's going to be more involved, and we'll see. He has a hot hand. Let's continue to hope he does something with it. PC says, thanks, y'all, for the advice. No, thank you, man. We appreciate the questions. You guys are the best. AJ asks here, Marvin Harrison Jr., Chris Olave, Khalil Shakir, DJ Moore, PPR. So you're going to have to, I would assume, pick one here out of this group. Bob, who are you going to go with?
This is going – no, I can't do it. I'm just going to go with Marvin Harrison Jr. Like, I think the Seattle secondary is really good. So my expectations are throttled down. I think that TJ is probably going to go Shakir because it's against Miami, and I don't know. Like I would, I don't know what Teixeira is going to do. He's a wild card. So like I'm going to go Marvin Harrison Jr. here. I don't think Olave is really going to be bad, but and they're going to be playing from behind because they're garbage. But I don't trust Shuck or Rattler to get him the ball. Shakir, I don't think is just going to have to be used much, man. They're playing Miami, and I don't trust anybody in Chicago. So,
okay, so he's going to go Marvin Harrison. You going to agree with Bob there, Teixeira?
Yep, I'm keeping the food on the smoker and going with Brisket and his guy. I'm going Marvin Harrison Jr.
So this might surprise you, but I agree with you guys on this. Now, I do like Khalil Shakir this week. But look, Marvin Harrison, there's hope now with Jacoby Brissett. And if he can do the things that we hope that he might be capable of, we're going to see it in a game like this. And honestly, I remember the Thursday night game Slim went to it. And if my memory serves me right, I think Marvin Harrison had a touchdown that game, played fairly well. So
He did.
I mean, I can see that happening again. It is a division game with the Bills and Dolphins. It could be back and forth. Who knows? The Bills use different people. I just think Khalil Shakir could have a solid game, but give me the ceiling of Marvin Harrison. We have Jason asking here, pick one flex and one wide receiver two. We have Wan'Dale Robinson, Marvin Harrison Jr., Quentin Johnson, Stephon Diggs, Jordan Addison. My first time on the channel. Appreciate it very much. No, we appreciate you, Jason. Love to have you. Bob, go ahead and pick me one flex and one wide receiver two.
Jason, you got wonderful problems. I'm going to go with Marvin Harrison Jr. and Addison here.
Okay, Teixeira, any difference or are you on board?
We're all in sync here tonight. We're all on the same page with this one. I'm going Addison and Marvin Harrison Jr.
And I have to agree. That's a sweep. Everyone knows I love Jordan Addison as a flex. Guy's
on the jacket.
Always has the jacket on. The only difference thing we're in sync, Bob doesn't have the gray shirt. If he had the gray shirt, we'd be like the
I know.
Your shirt's gray. It looks like green.
It's
gray. Look at it.
The barbershop quartet there. But yes, that's a clean sweep as well for Jason. Go ahead and give us Marvin Harrison and give us Jordan Addison. I have to agree. Them are the plays I'd make. Ryan Scott says, thanks, fellas. One more. If you're the underdog, would you avoid playing a receiver if he plays for the same team as your opponent's QB? I have Pittman. He has Jones. So if you're the underdog, Bob, is that going to sway your opinion? Now, let me just say this, Ryan, in context, I don't know who else you have, right? If it's bottom of the bottom of the barrel, no, I'll just stick with Michael Pittman, hope to see what happens. But if you have another quality player, maybe then you want to plug him in, and I have no problems with that. But do you agree, Bob? It just depends on maybe who's on that bench.
Well, Ryan was the one that asked, and I'm assuming it's the same league, Ryan. If we're wrong, strike me down. But Devonta Smith, London, Garrett Wilson, and Pittman was, where we made the choice to sit Garrett Wilson. So he's thinking if he's the underdog, should he sit Pittman because his QB's on the other side? If it's the same league, which I'm going to assume it is. No, I really don't have any problems with that because for the most part, your position players score more points. I mean, it depends on the scoring too, right? Like if it's a 6-point QB, 6-point passing QB or touchdown, you get a point. If it's 6 points or 4 points, the wide receiver is going to score more points because they get 6. So, you're actually benefiting from the guy throwing to your guy. And then the points wash out, right? So then you just have to hope that your other points, kind of, bang the other, other position. So no, it doesn't bother me at all. Matter of fact, I think it's quasi an advantage. Like when you just take away part of your opponent's QB's points because you got the guy that's receiving the work from him. Yeah, I think it's kind of an advantage.
Okay, so Bob spoke his piece on that. Where are you at, Teixeira?
I can speak from experience. I lost a championship. I lost out on some championship money last year because of that. I had Joe Burrow, and I went up against T. Higgins, and it was that Broncos-Bengals game, and T. Higgins went off as much as Joe Burrow did, but the points for the wide receiver were 6 points, and QBs were 4. So mathematically speaking, I lost out on 10, 12 points because my opponent had the wide receiver. And my strategy now going forward is doing that. I mean, it's simple math that way Bob laid it out. If you're taking points away from your opponent and matching it at the very least, then you're just having in a way a positional advantage in your matchup because you got the guy that's scoring the more points.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have to agree with everything you guys said. And look, I mean, you got to look at it in that context. I'm glad he said that, right? Because sometimes
Yeah.
that does matter and it will help. So we appreciate you sharing that with us. And no matter which way you go, like if you are the underdog, I agree. If you want to take that chance, go another direction, like we talked with Garrett Wilson, something like that, I have no issues. We have IP14. Hi, Garrett Wilson or Zay Flowers in flex full PPR. So there you go. Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers, Bob, who you going to go with there in the flex?
I hate this question.
Just do it. We know you want to.
Yeah, I'm just going to take Garrett Wilson because he's the target hog on this team. He might only get 5 catches, but I just can't trust Zay Flowers. I mean, week 1 or whatever, he was a stud, and then after that, he's been dog water. I think that this is probably going to be more of a running the piss out of the ball with Derrick Henry, and the tight ends are the beloved players for Lamar Jackson. So I'm not. Zay Flowers is he's a he's a novelty, right? I hate saying it. He can be a stud, but he's on the wrong team to be a stud.
Yeah, and I think even at that, like I always talked about Jordan Addison, I preferred him over these type players, and that's why, because he can separate himself even on a good team. But you're right, Bob, the tight ends. I'm with you. Just give me Garrett Wilson. We'll see what happens. Both really tough matchups, but you got to look at the context. Like, who else the Jets going to throw the ball to? Like, they're going to have to get it to him one way or the other. So you agree, Garrett
Wilson Taylor.
You agree, Teixeira?
Absolutely. This is the one scenario I'm smiling ear to ear. Like, I'm going to play Garrett Wilson, and I don't feel bad about it. I'd rather take the 8 to 10 points I'll get from Flowers potentially on my bench for the possible 14 to 18 because Garrett Wilson gets hyper targeted, finds himself in the end zone once, and salvages his day.
Okay, definitely. So we have Grace Knight. I have a big problem. Can you help me, please? This lady is stressed.
Yep.
I'm going to say is what she said. Well, we're here to help you, Grace. She has Abuka, Drake London, Lad McConkey, and the flex Debo Samuel, Romeo Dobbs, Wan'Dale Robinson, or David Montgomery. So we got to pick a flex for her out of those players: Debo Samuel, Romeo Dobbs, Wan'Dale Robinson, or David Montgomery. Bob, who are you going to go with out of that group?
I feel like I'm being baited a little bit. I think I'm just going to take Montgomery. I think that's how I feel.
Oh, Teixeira's fired up. So Teixeira agrees. David Montgomery, Teixeira?
Yes. Knuckles will eat this weekend. He will have his way into the end zone at least once, where these other guys, it's really hard for me to find a way of them getting into the end zone as likely as Montgomery will. Because if the Lions are close, they're really good at moving the ball down the field. And I think that all it takes is one shot, and in your flex, you just want to get that seal. You want to aim for that 10-point mark in this matchup if you're playing. Because if you got those as your wide receivers, you're looking good in a PPR league. McConkey's probably going to eat London, Abuka, all those guys. So you're just looking at somebody to flush the rest of your matchup out and just hold water. And I think Montgomery is the best option there. The other guys are too volatile.
Yep, I agree. Clean sweep, David Montgomery, captain of consistency. And look, if it gets into garbage time, he could kill this week too. And he will be the guy that will benefit from that the most. So, Grace, that's a clean sweep. We say David Montgomery. I hope that helped. Let me just say, hit the 270 mark, guys, and subscribers. Thank you. We really appreciate that tonight. It's been great. You guys have been on it.
These guys are goat.
Yeah, definitely. We have Ryder asking here, PPR, DeMarcado or Zach Charbonnet, Bob?
I'm going to take the Charbonnet. I don't know why, but I don't trust this DeMarcado guy. Let's go with Charbonnet.
Charbs for big culture. Do you agree, Teixeira?
Yeah, I'm just staying away from the Arizona running back room until Benson comes back. I think it's going to be the Brisket show, and I don't feel good about having to start Charbs, but here we are.
Yeah, I have to agree. Give me Charbonnet. I just don't have any faith Arizona's going to run the ball against Seattle either. Like, I just don't like that whatsoever. Give me a chance at maybe a Charbonnet plunge touchdown. Phil's going to bed. Good night. Good. See you tomorrow, Phil. Hope you have a good night. Appreciate you being with us. Paul D, appreciate you guys. You think sticking with Pittman makes the most sense? Also, what do you guys think of those weather warnings to Chicago? Think it'll affect Rome? So kind of went over this. We'll just go over it briefly. Yes, I would stick with Pittman. I know Bob's a little bit more on the Travion side. So you got 2-1 opinion there. If you want to take his advice, it's never bad advice, right?
No.
We just are, me and Teixeira agree that we like Pittman. And then we have the weather warning in Chicago. Yeah, like we talked about this. It might even help the offense, right? If it's just snow and things like that, it could help. If the pass rush ain't getting home, both of these quarterbacks could have a little bit better of a game. And especially if Chicago's running the ball, that'll open up play action for Rome. So that is there. And I know he goosed last week, and that sucks. I know Bob, like he said, he don't trust Chicago. Again, if you want to take his advice, it's never bad. He's usually pretty wise as well. We all have our hits and misses here, but we feel good about, the passing game on either side. So if you play Rome, I have no problem with it. Will G, dynasty trade. I like it. Josh Allen in a 2027 first for Love and Jettas. So there you go, Bob, your beloved 2027 first that you love and cherish like children, and Josh Allen for Jordan Love and Justin Jefferson. Are you making the move, or are you going to stand pat?
I'm staying with Allen in the 27 first. I don't trust Love enough to make up the difference between Jettis and what I can get in a 27 first. Allen's a stud. I mean, like I've had deals that have been really similar to this, and I nope, can't do
it. So Bob is standing pat. Give him Josh Allen. Give him his 2027 first. Teixeira, any difference in opinion, or you ride with big culture there?
My difference in opinion is I would like to do this deal if I could get a 2027 second on top of Love and Jettas. That's how I can move off of Allen in this first, is if I get a 27 capital somehow, some way, because I like the idea of having a top 3 wide receiver in a pass heavy offense in Minnesota. And I'm going to just live with the Love aspect of it, and whatever I can get in that 27 second or capital in that draft, and taking a quarterback just to usurp Love at some point. So I know Allen is he's approaching his 30s now. I know quarterbacks have a little longer shelf life. Yeah, they have a longer shelf life, but yeah, I'm really tempted by getting that wide receiver. That really is where I'm.
The hang up for me is just Love. He's not nearly as consistent as Josh Allen is, and right now, Justin Jefferson has been like a little scary.
Just imagine if you could have made the trade for Drake May before the season, right? Like we talked, like if you could have got Drake May and Justin Jefferson in a 2027 second for Allen, 27 first, you would have been really making out. But like, I have to agree with Bob. It's very close. But I think I got to stick with Allen.
What if they added a quarterback to a different quarterback to the deal? Like, say,
depends
Baker
on who
Mayfield, or
if it was Baker, I still don't think I could do it. Like, I'm like Bob. I think Josh Allen's just too good, too valuable. 29, he's got at least 4 or 5 years of high production left. Justin Jefferson might have 3. Then you're giving up the coveted 2027 first. And I don't think I'm quite there. But like you said, if you could get a little bit more on top, maybe then we're talking, right? But I think I got to get.
What if it wasn't a 27 first? What if it was just Josh Allen for Love and Jettis?
Oh, I'd do it.
I would do it. I would do it then. Yeah. I mean, like
I know if it was a 2027 second. Like even if it was like anything but the first.
Yeah. So very interesting trade, and we appreciate you sharing that with us, Will G. And a couple good options there as far as maybe trying to get more, or sticking with what we said, maybe standing pat. So we have Ezekiel asking, should I trade Pollard for Wan'Dale Robinson? Absolutely. 100% times over, whether it's redraft.
Tell him, TJ.
Yeah, smash that button on that one. So we have Kells asking here, desperate play, need a running back 2, must win. Blake Corum or Jennings with Stevenson out. So I'm not a big Jennings proponent, but I think I got to play him in this game. I think I have to over Blake Corum. We'll see. Teixeira's been saying he's going to get one of them dirty touchdowns, or he's going to be cussing up and down in Wisconsin.
Thanks, Mike Gabriel.
So what do you think? So Teixeira, I know, is going to go with Jennings. I don't even got to ask him that. So Bob, where are you at? I mean, this is definitely bottom of the barrel. We've been there before.
Look it up.
Who are you going to play?
So, and Kels, I feel really sorry for you because if this is a must-win game and it's coming down to Blake Corum or Terrell Jennings, you may be out. But go ahead and try Terrell Jennings because I don't know. Like I don't trust Corum at all. So yeah, I mean, I would hope that you just see if you can find something else. Try and make a trade real quick.
Yeah.
Anything.
That's a good advice. If you could try, just scurry, see what you can do. And I agree with Bob. It's definitely dire straits. But here's the last thing I'll say. I'll go with the devil I don't know opposed to the devil I do know. We know what Blake Corum is.
That's a good one.
Give me the mystery box of Jennings, and we'll see what happens in a must-win situation. But I agree with Bob. If you can get something else done, try to scurry and do that. Jason asks, PPR pick 1. We have 1 flex, 1 wide receiver 2, Wandale, Marvin Harrison, Quentin Johnson, Jordan Addison, Stephon Diggs, wide receiver 1's Puka. I think we answered this one, right?
Well, I know that we got one that was very similar.
It sounds
to this
eerily
if it wasn't
familiar.
there, and I think we're
Even
going
so,
with
I
Marvin
know my
Harrison
pick.
Jr. and Jordan Addison.
Yeah. Marvin Harrison, Jordan Addison. I agree. That's what I'm going with. Bob's going. Teixeira's on board. So, Jason, we're going to go Marv and Jordan Addison there. AJ, thank you guys. Much appreciated. No, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Jason. You guys rock. We appreciate that. Kels is asking Matt Prater. We got Fitzgerald, the kicker for the Carolina Panthers, Jake Elliott, or Schmidt, the kicker for the Cleveland Browns. And I know that because they cuss him on the radio show. They don't like him. Pick the best kicker in a win situation. So I know to share earlier that you were talking about Fitzgerald. We know Prater kicked Buffalo there. There's a lot of points to be had. Jake Elliott, is a kicker for the Eagles. Lots of points there too. Any preference in kickers?
Nope. I don't like kickers at all. None kickers.
Well, you got to pick one. You don't have a choice.
Logging out. No, I'm just kidding. Let's just go with Jake Elliott because he's the one I know.
All right. So Bob's going to go with Jake Elliott. And really, that's not a bad matchup, and we've seen Green Bay get some points dropped on him from Carolina. To share any difference in opinion, I know that I know Bob's not a big redraft guy, so you don't play with a lot of kickers.
Yep.
I know that you do. You play with more kickers. You play with more defenses. I know Bob knows defense, though. Where are you at on the kicker situation here? Who are you going to play in a must-win situation?
In a must-win situation, I'm going to fade Matt Prater. I think it's going to be a lot of extra points, so a lot of singles more than triples.
Yep.
And I don't think many drives are stalling out for the Buffalo Bills, so I'm going to pass on that one. The Browns kicker, I want nothing to do with. If they're talking crap about him, I don't want to dip my toe into that pool. And it comes down between Fitzgerald and Jake Elliott. And I think that I'm going to lean the momentum of Fitzgerald over Elliott just because of that Saints game. I think their defense can play a little bit more stingier on the road. And I think that Fitzgerald could be kicking a lot of triples more so where I think the Eagles will be able to punch it in the end zone a little bit more against that Packers defense. So I'm going to lean Fitzgerald over Elliott aspect. I think that the Eagles will finish drives where the Panthers might stall out here and there.
Yeah, and I have to agree. I'm going to go with Fitzgerald too, but I do think Elliott's the second choice, so we're not far off on that. So, I mean, number 2 that
Don't ever take my kicker analysis for serious.
Big culture's
kickers are not human beings.
He's being honest. We have Tron Force need 3 of the 5 PPR. Okay. Nico Collins, Deebo Samuel, Devonta Smith, Chris Olave, Jaylen Warren. So he needs 3 of the 5. Who are you going to go with for Tron Force there, Teixeira?
I'm going to go 1 Nico, 2 Olave, and 3 Jaylen Warren.
Okay, so there's your 3 from Teixeira. Bob, who are you going with?
Nico, Devonta, Jaylen Warren.
Okay, so I'm going to go with Nico for sure. I'm going to go with Jaylen Warren for sure. And then I think I'm going to lean Devonta as well. I'm going to go with Bob on that. So I think I'm going to go with him, but very close with Olave. I think he might be doing better. Grace, y'all are the best. No, you're the best. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Good luck in your matchup.
Jason, I'm sorry I said the same question twice.
That's okay. That's okay. We love it. We love it. Thanks. Great show. No, thank you, Ryan. Thank you. Kells, Tyler Warren or George this week. So you got the tough matchup with Tyler Warren. You got George Kittle with the matchup against the Rams. Bob, who you going with?
Let to share. I want to do some analysis here.
Okay,
okay. He's giving us the whiz pass. All right,
he's
all right.
he's in the culture cave. So what do you got going for us here, Teixeira?
I'm gonna go with George Kittle. I'm gonna lean on the side of like a better matchup as far as the scoring goes. I think this game hits the over, and I think that Mac Jones is gonna rely a little bit heavier on a George Kittle than a Juwan Jennings or a Kendrick Bourne. And I think he'll just settle with between Kittle and CMC. I like his chances of having a higher opportunities for targets and volume. Where I think that Europe game is just going to be in the under. It's going to be tough sledding, and yeah, I think Tyler Warren will do well for himself. But if I'm looking for a ceiling play, I think Kittle will hit 20 points before Warren hits 20 points.
So you're going Kittle.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to agree. I'm going to lean Kittle. I know it was a little bit disappointing last week. Hope for a rebound. Bob, you got the number one tight end, the Atlanta Falcons going, or the number one team against tight ends, Atlanta Falcons. Who you going with?
Yeah, I'll just roll with Kittle and agree with you guys because I don't know. I think either one's a good play. I think they're both. I don't know if Mac Jones has eyes for Kittle like Purdy does. So that's what I was kind of looking at. I'm like, Kittle just doesn't get targeted as much. He vacuums up everything that goes his way. But yeah, I think either one you're fine, but probably just lean Kittle. The matchup's probably better.
Yeah, I have to agree. Kels, I'm already starting Achane, and I need to start Blake or Jennings with Chase Brown on a bye. I definitely got to go with Jennings in that situation. I know that's a killer. Chase Brown's been, definitely on the upswing a little bit after a disappointing start. So, Jason, Lamar, CMC, Judkins, Nico, Sutton, who screwed me, laugh out loud, Tyler Warren, Flex Monangai, bench, Keenan, Franklin, kicking myself for not starting him over Sutton, Kittle, T-Mac, Brees, make changes, thanks. So, there you go. He's telling you what his starting lineup is and what he had in. Would you guys make any changes there? And what do you think about his bench? Any difference in opinion?
I mean, I don't know that there's anything that's like glaring. I mean, you're not going to be able to move Sutton,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming this is redraft. Sutton's probably the guy that, I mean, you kind of just told yourself that you kind of kicked yourself right in the sack for putting Sutton in, and they're so wishy-washy, man. I don't know. And Franklin's been doing okay. Your best bet probably would have been starting Keenan. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that there's nothing here that I'm going to do. You know what I mean? I think you got a pretty good redraft squad there.
Yeah, the only difference we make, we've talked about Kittle for Warren. I mean, you could make that move if you want. Outside of that, I mean, if I'm going to take Monangai out of the flex, the only two people I consider is Keenan Allen or Tet McMillan, but I still think that I prefer Monangai over Tet. I do think that I like Keenan a little bit better, but again, it's all preference, and I do like Monangai too, so I don't mind you keeping him in there. So just a couple of changes you could make. We have Luff Music. What's up, boys? How we doing tonight? Doing good, Luff. We're about 3 hours and 40 minutes in, and we're rocking and rolling here. But the subscriber count keeps
young.
going
Night is young.
Yeah, you guys have been killing it. 14 team, half PPR, deep league. Wide receiver room needs help. I have Pickens, Diggs, Downs, Pearsall. Should I shop McBride for a better wide receiver? I have Gibbs and James Cook and Dart at quarterback. So would you guys consider shopping Trey McBride to upgrade the wide receiver position? George Pickens has been a little more hit or miss with the return of CeeDee Lamb. And we also know that, Diggs has been up and down. Pearsall injured, could use maybe a better option there. You guys think maybe dangle McBride to shop and get a better receiver potentially?
Is this Dynasty? If this is Dynasty, I'm going to dangle James Cook for a better wide receiver than McBride because I want to have that tight end locked up.
Yeah.
If
it
this
really
is
depends who the second tight end is.
Redraft, yeah. If this is redraft, then it would still depend on who my second tight end is.
Yeah.
Ironically, you asked me at the beginning of the year, it's like, what's going to stop Brock Bowers from being the tight end one? And I said Trey McBride. I really screwed that answer up. I should have said Geno Smith, but that's okay.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Bob. And Kenny Pickett. Like, that's just horrendous. So what would you flip a coin? But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. If it's Dynasty, you can dangle James Cook for a better receiver for sure. But if it's redraft, I mean, it's redraft. So I mean, yeah, make sure you have a good, solid guy there behind McBride. I don't mind doing that. Sometimes you got to give up something to get something, but like I always say, don't cut off your nose to spite your face, right? Like you might think like, okay, I improved my receiver position, but you could end up hurting your tight end spot, right?
Yeah.
Depending on who's available, who you have,
That makes a big difference.
So yeah, you got Gadsden for sure. And even if you wanted to dangle Gadsden over McBride, like whoever, like if someone prefers one of them and gets you a better receiving option, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do that.
Can you add two of them together? Can you add Gadsden and Downs to get Pittman? Or
a better quality guy, just someone more reliable. Yeah.
I would swing for the fences here, and I would do Gadsden and Cook for Marvin Harrison Jr.
I mean, how about Gadsden how about you could do Gadsden and Downs or Gadsden and Pearsall and try to get like Rashee Rice, right? Like try to do something
on the
like
bye
that.
week. Hell yeah!
So that could be sneaky. I mean, could be something you do. But Jason Poole, appreciate the advice very much, guys. Have a great night. Good night, fellas. Great show. No, thank you, Jason. Good night. Hope you have a good evening there. And
catch us in the morning.
We're going to be here for the morning show, and we appreciate it. Like I said, you guys have been crushing the subscriber count.
Not Bob.
Not Bob.
Yeah. So Bob will be sleeping in.
Bob gets up and goes to church, and
that's right.
You guys start right when church starts.
Big culture. But all right, so let's finish it out with some tight end sits here in our Dabble Fantasy.
Oh my gosh, we're not even done with that yet.
Yeah,
this is cooking tonight.
So we got to go fast. We got to go quick to Shara. Tight end sit. Who do you have?
I wanted him gone at the deadline for the Cleveland Browns, and they didn't move him. It's unfortunate, but I'm sitting Dooku against the Jets. I know they've just downgraded on D. I think it's going to be a Judkins Sampson show and a little bit of Fannin sprinkled in there. And I don't know. The rest of the season, I'm fading Njoku in my lineups if I can. I think the rookie's going to start taking over.
Yeah, it's definitely trending that way. And watch David Njoku being on the move. We talked about that. Cleveland's a bad team. Definitely could be someone that's going out of sight, out of mind. I'm going to go with Mason Taylor this week. We were worried about, we're worried about Garrett Wilson, worried about, this Jets offense. Like he is the third wheel behind some of these guys. So go ahead and sit down Mason Taylor for me. I just don't love this Jets offense. Like we talked, I think they could pack it in. They could be going for an early holiday. You're the best, Grace. Thank you. We have that Moso. Should I start Garrett Wilson? Should I start Swift or Monangai? So there you go, Teixeira. Your loyalty is tested. Swift's back. We don't know how healthy he is. Would you start Monangai or Swift, first of all?
I passed the picture around in the group chat and on my boards and my socials. Start Monangai. It's Monangai season.
Okay, so he's a believer. How about Garrett Wilson? Would you start him? I mean, look, that's kind of like really tough to say.
I would start him over Zay Flowers. I would start him over
some lower end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree. Them are both really good. I'd start them over Juwan Jennings, Zay Flowers as well. Them are really good. So, Bob, I think you agree. Start Garrett Wilson over people like that. You said that. Mm-hmm. And what do you think about Swift Monangai? You sticking with Monangai as well this week?
Yeah, I would like to know who you have elsewise to start over Wilson if you can't start Wilson. But he's probably like my wide receiver, like 17, 18 or whatever this week, just to take a guess. And I'm going to start Monangai over Swift. Swift's coming back from an injury, and I don't know that I trust it. And we've kind of talked about that all night.
Yeah, that's 100% correct. Kells, Hunter Henry or Isaiah Likely. Ooh. So there you go, Bob. You're talking about the Baltimore tight ends. You going to play him over Hunter Henry? Because I know you're a New England guy with Drake May.
No, I'm sticking with Hunter Henry until he proves me wrong, or actually until Isaiah Likely steps up. Right now, it's like Likely maybe getting a few catches here and there, but Mark Andrews is still the touchdown guy. So until then, I'm just gonna ride that. If you had Andrews, I might start Andrews over Hunter Henry and Likely just because he's going to get touchdowns. But
yeah, I have to agree. Give me Hunter Henry as well. And you said it, Bob. Hey, they're playing Tampa Bay. That's what Kyle Pitts did.
Yeah.
Give me Hunter Henry. And I do think Andrews is definitely still a thorn in Likely's side. Any difference in opinion from you, Teixeira?
No, I'm starting with confidence, Henry. Until I got like when Bob laid it out, I gotta see it more from Likely first. I gotta see a pattern and consistency, a trend of an uptick in targets and volume, and being able to get into the end zone because Hunter Henry checks all his boxes. He's getting in the end zone, he's getting the targets from May, and he's giving us a safe, solid floor at the tight end position. Probably not necessarily a tight end advantage, he's not that high up there, but he's consistent enough to where I would start him over Likely week to week.
Yeah, have to agree with you. Give me Hunter Henry for sure. And then we have that Moso real quick says, I'm thinking Garrett Wilson over Olave. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, that is tough. I mean, Olave is in a very good matchup. Bob, any difference in opinion? And we'll get to Austin here.
I think I'd start Olave. Like both teams are in garbage situations, but like I don't know if I just Garrett Wilson is playing against Cleveland, so yeah, I think I'd go Olave.
Okay, yeah, I think I'd have to go Olave as well. I know Teixeira agrees. He's been saying Olave tonight. So we have Austin, Smitty or Flowers?
Devonta Smith.
Devonta Smith.
Devonta Smith. that's your barbershop quartet. Yeah, I can't trust Zay Flowers. This is a tight end driven team with the Baltimore Ravens. We talked about that. Yes, I have to agree. We have pleated jean shorts.
Great.
I love it. It's a great name. Great name. Hurts or May, 6 points for passing touchdown. So that, and I love the context. That's everything. Yes, give me Drake May in a 6-point passing touchdown situation. I think that Jalen Hurts has improved, but until I see it, I don't trust it. Drake May's like quarterback 3 right now. He's been on fire, man. He has a variety of targets. Matchup ain't bad. Bob, any difference in opinion from you?
Ironically, we had this exact question, and there was no context of 6 points or 4 points. If it was 4 points, I'd have taken Hurts. If it was 6 points, I'm taking May.
Teixeira?
Yeah, Wiz. Oh, Hurts is still running back? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go Drake May.
Yeah.
Like Wiz is even listening.
No, he probably is, but somewhere I'm sure Dynasty Dog Mike ain't happy about that slander that's going on. But all right, so let's hop into Bob's tight end that we're going to be sitting down here as we wait for questions coming in. Bob, who are you sitting down?
Is Kyle Pitts playing Tampa Bay?
No, he's not.
So we're sitting Kyle Pitts.
Gotcha.
Always sit Kyle Pitts. Yeah, sure, he catches 4 passes for 15 yards or whatever, and we're supposed to think that's glorious. And no, he's trash.
Bob says sits Kyle Pitts. I like that. So he's definitely going to sit him down. Let's go over to our Dabble Fantasy start of the week, our Dabble Fantasy sit of the week, brought to you by Dabble Fantasy. Dabble Fantasy sponsors Dynasty DNA, up-and-coming daily fantasy app, really good new hot app. You can do pick'ems, higher, lowers, all kinds of stuff. Use that promo code DNA4 as a first-time user, and you'll get a $10 free play your first time. You can't beat that. Okay, here we go. Dabble Fantasy start of the week. Teixeira, who are you dialing up?
I'm going to take the guy who's leading in passing touchdowns this season at 21 and is going up against an injured defense on the road. I'm taking Matt Stafford. He'll be my Dabble Fantasy start of the week.
All right, man. The graybeard. Teixeira's going with him, his old guy in Detroit.
The old man.
So my Dabble Fantasy start of the week is coming up against my team, and it kills me. I've been talking about it tonight. Give me Keenan K. Allen going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think he finds the end zone.
I like all these old guys.
Yeah, we're sticking with it. It's like a show from like 2016 or something like that. We're rocking it out. But give me Keenan Allen this week. It's going to be tough coverage for the Steelers, unfortunately. Bob, you have a Dabble Fantasy start of the week for us.
So I want to ask a question. What is the real gist of this Dabble Fantasy start of the week? Because like we could either pick somebody we obviously would start, or are you talking about somebody that's like out there that what's the gist of it?
Someone that can smash. Just someone's going to smash this week. The guy.
I also look at like the value of like how much it would like play him in lineups and whatnot. Like,
yeah.
As far
I mean,
as,
any way you look at it, who do you like?
Well, I'm taking Josh Allen because it's an obvious start, but they're playing against the stupid Miami Dolphins that can't stop a cold. They're going to destroy them.
All right.
It could be Josh Allen's legs. It could be Josh Allen's arm. It doesn't matter. He's going to run through them like a freight train.
Okay, so there you have it from Big Culture. Arm tackles everywhere for Christmas from the Miami Dolphins. He's saying so. Teixeira, we need a Dabble Fantasy sit of the week. I know it's a bummer, but we got to pick one. Who are you going to have for your Dabble Fantasy sit of the week here?
I'm going to go with just one or
just one. Just where you could go with a combination if it's a team, whatever you want.
Just go
yeah,
fast.
I am going what?
I'm just kidding. Just go fast.
Yeah, it's going to be the toughest one I've done all year, TJ. Breece Hall, sit him against the Cleveland Browns defense this week. Pour one out for my ride or die.
Going with your heart, not your head. I like that this year. That's fair. I know you love Breece. Maybe he'll be back next season. Better places, 2026. We're thinking
it's a Cleveland defense mostly. Like they're just shutting everyone down in the run game.
Yeah, that's for sure. And that's no joke. But my Dabble Fantasy sit of the week is going to be all the running backs in the Seattle, Arizona game. Sit them all. I don't care if it's Bam Knight, Trey Benson, whoever, Zach Charbonnet, Kenneth Walker III. Kick them down the highway. Sit them down. That NFC West contest is too much. Can't play them. So here you go, Bob. You got the last Dabble Fantasy sit of the week. Who is it?
Man, I had it right on the tip of my tongue. Oh, Tua turned the ball over. Like I might as well pick the same the quarterback from the same game. He's got awful, and I shouldn't. We talked about this at the beginning of the year, right? I was like, man, this offensive line's trash, and it is done nothing but been like a bullfighter, man. They're like just got the red flag. Ole, like get Tua, like it's and he's just trash.
Bob would just be in that offensive line meeting, man. He'd take things by storm. So
I can't wait for him to do the GM hat when we give him the reins of the team for a day and what he would do to change it.
He's getting the Raiders. Raiders.
Oh.
But we have one more question coming in here. It's Josh Hutchinson. Start 2 full PPR. We won't forget about you, Josh, before we close the show out. Travis Etienne, David Montgomery, Rome Odunze. So this one's very easy for me. I just can't play Etienne this week. Give me Monty, give me Rome. We'll see what happens. This Houston defense is very stingy. What do you think, Bob?
Yeah, you're twisting my arm. I would, in my heart of hearts, I'd rather start Etienne over Rome, but I think that you're probably right. It's probably just you got to roll the dice with Rome. That Houston's just too stingy. So.
Yeah, has to be that way, I believe. Teixeira, where are you at, my friend?
I am spitefully starting Rome just because it's the logical choice over ETN. I think that Houston defense, as well as they are on this passing side of the ball, they are equally as dangerous against the rushing game. And if the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be playing from behind, which I imagine they will be, there's not going to leave much opportunity room for ETN to run the ball effectively and at volume. So I'm going to go Rome and Monty because I think that Monty is going to have the best game out of these three guys. And I think he's the most likely to get into the end zone than these three guys.
Agreed. But what a great show. I mean, other than a draft show, we broke a record 3 hours and 50 minutes tonight, but we answered all questions. You guys are the best. The DNA Strand crew.
We kept our promise. We'll answer all questions.
That's right. We thank you all so much. And they returned the favor. Big night of subscribers on the YouTube channel, man. We're talking about 30 subscribers new to the Dynasty DNA YouTube channel. You guys are the best. If you are enjoying the content, join us tomorrow for the Dynasty DNA morning show, starting right around 11 a.m. Eastern time. We got one coming in, and I'll make sure I get it before we get off. 11 a.m. Eastern time. Make sure to join us on that. Hey, guys, a little help. PPR Flex 1, Tez or Keenan Allen? Easily Keenan Allen. Yep. I love Keenan Allen, my Dabble Fantasy Start of the Week, Donahue. Give me Keenan Allen. Bob, I think you're on board for sure.
100%.
Teixeira?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that Mo show says, who should I start at Flex, though? Marv, Smitty, or Monangai? What's the word on Rachaad White? Rachaad White starting, man. Bucky Irving's out, so he's getting the go 100%. I think in a Flex this week, look, we've been talking about Monangai. I'm just too intrigued with the ceiling of Marv for me. I can't sit on. I think that even Teixeira agrees, being a big Monangai guy. Bob, are you PPR?
Yeah, I do like Marv. I'm feeling Smitty though, but I'll lean Marv too.
Yeah, I think almost have to go that direction. No, thank you, Donahue. But we all say Marv that Mo show. So hopefully that helps you. But guys, thanks for the subscriptions again. You guys are the best. The likes, the comments have been coming. You guys are awesome. Make sure to tune in to the Dynasty DNA Morning Show, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, right around there. Check out Bob's Culture Shock right after the 425 games are over. He's on giving his opinions after each and every week. You can't miss that. And like, subscribe, follow, 5-star review, whatever on Spotify, Apple Pod. We love to have you over there week to week. We talk everything, 4 or 5 shows a week. Sometimes we produce. It's a great time. Come join us. Follow us on Twitter at DynastyDNA_. And I know I speak for Bob to share everybody here on the Dynasty DNA Network when we say, have a great night. Good luck in all your Week 10 matchups. We'll see you tomorrow for the Dynasty DNA Morning Show. Until then,